Hey, Red Thread, you like conspiracies and pop culture references and whatnot? Well, then maybe you might like my show that is coming to the United States, where most of you are. Thank you very much for watching this humble Australian and his dear friend. I'm going to San Francisco, I'm going to Portland, I'm going to Washington, I'm going to Vancouver. Yeah, it's in the United States, deal with it. Chicago, Ferndale, Toronto is also in the United States. Fact, Boston, Brooklyn, Philadelphia, not in the United States. Learn your geography, Yanks. Washington, Atlanta, Orlando, Dallas, and Los Angeles. If you are in any of those cities, I'm coming with my brand new show, which is critically acclaimed, and by critically acclaimed, I mean I personally like it. Make sure that you get your tickets, links below.
By now, you know the rotund shape of the Boogie story. We've covered it extensively over 5 parts and an additional epilogue, but even that epilogue wasn't enough to cover all of the moments worth talking about. Even the epilogue itself is going to need several parts. Welcome to the second part. Last time, we raided the front of Boogie's fridge where all of the cold cuts and leftover pizza sat ready for us to devour. This time, though, we're reaching our grubby little fingers all of the way into the back, past the expiration dates, to talk about some more of Boogie's finest moments, which have since been forgotten due to the scale and the nature of his previously recounted misdeeds. So stick around with us and let's find out what other stories Boogie has hiding away in that fridge for us to consume and turn into YouTube slop. But first, we'll start with this mention, a very important mention. By the time this goes up, Jordan is going to be in America and potentially Canada. I don't know when this is going up, but he's going to be in the Americas.
Somewhere, yeah.
He's going to be somewhere in that general
somewhere in the North
vicinity.
Americas, in either America or Trader America, one of the two.
It is your mission to track him down.
Wait, hang on. No, you're Trader Canada. Sorry, I forgot. I think that's... Man, I'm really showing my allegiances in the Commonwealth, aren't I? But the point is that we will be at one of them.
We will
possibly be in Mexico.
Somewhere in this enormous amount of space, and your task is to track us down. We're not going to give any hints at all whatsoever as to where we are, but it's your goal to track us down. First one to do that gets put on a list because we will be reporting you for somehow finding us in our alone time. How dare you, you creeps. Also, but there will be a link below where you can buy tickets to see Jordan directly in person at a nominated time. Making it as easy as possible as well. Buy tickets now. Linked below.
In summary, follow the clues or don't, and we'll see you there, okay? Every last one of you. Thank you very much for your time and attendance. Jackson, that was beautifully put. The absolute poetry.
I'm really good at ads.
Yeah. You really are. Cryptic and clear.
It's on point for this kind of show. But no, seriously, he's doing a live show tour across America and Canada. So if you want to hear him talk about aliens, as we've said before, now is the time to do it if you're in America, because he's traveling through those states. Buy tickets right now. They're down below, linked below. Seriously, do it, because it'd be nice to get as many butts in those seats as possible. So if you're even on the fence about coming, then come, because it's going to be a fun time. All right.
Yeah. Also, Jackson will be in the nude. Anyway.
Yes, but
that was a given. We all knew that was going to happen.
That's not related to... I'm not even going to the shows. I'm just going to be nude.
He's going to be nude. And then his excuse in customs is going to be like, what? It's summer up here, right?
I don't deal well with the heat. All right.
Flying makes me nervous. I don't want to sweat. Trying to clear customs nude. You're seriously asking me to go through the metal detector?
That's a great video idea, actually.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that'd just be,
trying to get
one thing customs. American customs are known for. It's a barrel of laughs.
Yeah, they'd find the humor.
Yes, they would find. I mean, how could you not find it funny?
It'd be hard not to.
Jackson trying to clear customs naked.
Yeah.
Well, I'd watch it, and I'd watch it alone. But anyway.
I'm very much looking forward to our trip to America.
Yeah,
All right.
a month of that.
Boogie's feeder story. That's what we're starting with today.
Yeah.
Although some of Boogie's stories of sexual escapades feel dubious at best and spurious at worst, one of the stories that he has told a few times over the years does seem to be more plausible than others.
Ooh.
That being of his relationship with a feeder in the mid-2000s. For those unaware, feeders are people who get sexual pleasure from encouraging and helping their partners gain large amounts of weight. See, I mean, they're really, when you think about it, like, Boogie should never have a partner. Like, there's nothing in there's nothing that makes sense where Boogie should be like sexually or romantically attractive to anyone. And that's what I think the beautiful story of Boogie is, truly, is that there really is someone for everyone.
Someone for everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know how he keeps finding them. How does he do that? Because there's so many out there that cannot find a partner, and then you have Boogie of all people, a man that, like, not only, like, the ultimate insult, the thing that I think makes every guy very self-conscious is the thought that they date a woman and then that woman turns into a lesbian. And then for the rest of your life, you're thinking, was it me? Was it that bad? But, like, I think that one step up from that is going to see a prostitute, and then the prostitute saying, You've cleared me. I'm good. I'm going to turn to Christ. Yeah. I'm out. I'm out of this. I can't do this anymore. Because of how disgusting your body is.
Being the one that breaks the prostitute and, you know, turning her onto a different path. Yeah, that would be pretty horrifying. But
he finds women that voluntarily want to have sex with him.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
Yeah, it's good on him.
To go back to the lesbian thing, though, yes, I'm sure that would hurt a little bit, but at the same time, like, it really isn't about you at the end of the day, right? Like, their sexuality was always their sexuality. I know this sounds really woke, but like, it really does have nothing to do with you at the end of the day if they're not attracted to you because of sexuality. And yeah, they could have, like, I wouldn't be insulted in that situation is what I'm trying to take.
Yeah, well, it's obviously happened to you, hasn't it, Jackson?
Yeah, I'm trying to
overthought this and you're trying to
It's actually a good thing if you think about it.
I think I like to see myself as a liberator.
Yeah, a bit of a hero. I gave her the freedom.
I see myself as a hero.
I gave her the freedom to accept the fact that she's a lesbian. That's really strong, actually. And really noble of me when you think about it.
Jackson's cuck cope. Jackson's cuck cope corner. That's what's going on right now. I'm really proud of you, Jackson.
How do you feel about feeders?
How do I feel about feeders?
Yeah, do you like that?
I am thoroughly disgusted by it.
You're disgusted, really?
Yeah, have you seen feeding?
Yeah, it's kind of like when you get excited over like a pig eating at a trough almost. It's kind of got that same kind of vibe to it. It's not really like, it's gross, but it's barely registers on the list of the gross fetishes and stuff that, you know, I've seen on the internet, ultimately.
Oh, okay. Carry on then. So this is not even in Jackson's top 10.
No, it's not even close.
Jackson spent a lot of time on 4chan, and he knows the sex-ad world that is out there. Because I'm telling you right now, honestly, the couple of documentaries that I've seen, it's always, I will never understand this. It's a huge woman with a very skinny man with long hair every time, without exception. And the fact that they use a funnel, and you are sitting there desensitized, being like, I've seen worse.
Yeah, I mean, I have. You go online and see, there's literally subreddits based around the sexual fetish of circumcising your penis, or not even circumcising it, like completely cutting it off and things like that. It's not even close. I'm sorry, but
how can you get off on that? Because you can only do that once, and then when you do that, it defeats the purpose of doing it, because then you can't get off on it.
That one time, what a high. Think about that. The only time you'll ever actually fulfill your fetish. You get one shot.
All right, so blood spurting out of your nub of a cock, and then you take a photo of it, and then put precious memories at the top, and then what? Yeah, you have to look at the photo and be like, oh man, I would be hard right now.
There's a thing called,
I
don't know if I should talk about this, but there's a thing called banding, I'm pretty sure, in that community.
No.
Where they put increasing amounts of bands on their penis to cut off the blood flow and basically kill it. So that it's easier
they're docking their penis like you do a dog's tail.
Kind of, yeah, I think so. Just constant more pressure around the base to like basically make it useless.
Right, okay. And you're
So yeah, I'm sorry, Jordan, but I don't really care if some woman wants to just endlessly feed some already fat guy. Ultimately, like I don't really care that much about that.
I've seen it all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, okay, that's great, Jackson. Wow, what a rich life for you, Phil. I spend time looking at guys doxing their penis.
And I have the moral high ground over you.
I'm a better person.
Someone has to pay attention to them. They're losing their penises.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Horrible life.
It really seems like, if you're going to go to that effort, you have to have at least one like, don't you?
Exactly. You have to have one witness there. Otherwise, they're literally doing it for no one. I'm the sympathy viewer on those Reddit posts.
Okay, so every time they put another elastic band around there, there's just a comment from you with your face on it.
Yeah.
Keep it up, man.
Yeah. One more and it'll snap off probably. Keep going. All right, anyway. Back onto the topic. For some, it even extends to the level of attempting to feed someone to death, which is, I mean, that's a more serious take on this fetish for sure. Boogie has discussed this story a handful of times and in different ways based on what he told it and where he was in life. 2016 was possibly the first time he had opened up about it to his viewers. Let's have a listen.
Okay.
There will be lots of videos in this episode.
One of the women I dated had manipulated me and convinced me that I was going to be one of the fattest men in the world, that I was going to be bedridden, and that she was going to feed me to death.
He was still at the height of his popularity at the time and married to Desiree, and consequently discussed it briefly but soberly in a serious video showing support to fellow YouTuber Matthew Santoro's story of abuse. So yes, he brought this up in a video entitled Regarding My Abuse Story by Matthew Santoro, who was a YouTuber who had talked about his own story of abuse. And so Boogie basically released this video as a reply to that, being like, yes, well, I was abused too, and my abuse was more serious. So, again,
that's nothing. He's just one-upping someone's story.
The classic Boogie trait, and you'll notice this, you've probably noticed this over the last 5 videos as well, that whenever there's a situation for him to try to elicit some pity from his audience, he will grab that opportunity with both hands and run with it. And that means that whenever there was someone out there talking about their abuse stories or making announcing that they have cancer or anything like horrible like that, like posting about their own lives, Boogie is always there giving sympathy, but then also like twisting it into his own story so that he gets his little name in there as well, as like, well, I'm also a victim and actually a worse of a victim, or yes, I have medical issues too. And you'll see that time and time again with Boogie. 2.5 years later.
One sec. Do you believe him with this story? I mean, he does have this really distant look in his eyes, very misty.
Let's get to the end of the chapter and then we'll talk about whether or not we both believe it or not.
No, I want you to answer it now and then just defeat the purpose of the rest of the chapter. And then... Okay, well, damn. Holy shit, Alpha Jackson, unlocked. Fuck.
All this talk about
conversation mogged.
All this talk about penis circumcisions has got me feeling strong for the first time in my life. I'm ready to take a stand, exert my own penis power over you. Well, I have a circumcised penis. 2.5 years later, in 2018, now divorced, Boogie instead opted to brag about the experience, going into far more explicit detail while live on the H3 podcast. Let's have a listen.
Yes, Lance.
So again, this was 4 years later. Or sorry, 4 years later on the Boogie on the H3 podcast.
And some of them, it's like, I want to feed you to death.
Would she feed you while you guys were having sex?
Yeah. I have a real sexy story that I would have never told.
Can I hear it? I'm intrigued by the whole.
It's very weird to talk about your so-called alleged abuse as a sexy story. First of all,
it is.
We decided to do Thanksgiving dinner together.
Right.
And I stayed the night at her place, and she wakes up that morning at like 5 a.m. to start cooking that turkey. She bases it like it's her fucking career, dude. And so I'm so fat I can't fit into her pantry, but she's got some bags in the pantry. And like we eat Thanksgiving dinner, and I down like a 2 liter of vanilla Coke, and I'm like eat half that turkey and half all the sides.
Oh, yeah.
Very
and I
sexy.
Like a pie for breakfast to start the day. And then she's like, "Hey, it's time for dessert." And I'm like, "I can't eat another bite." And she goes, "Well, you better." And I'm like, "What is for dessert?" I ate the only pie in the house for fucking breakfast, okay? Like, what do you want from me? This is when I hate the story now, looking back on it, because I feel like such a terrible glutton. I can't believe this is where my head was, because I would never think this way anymore. But I was like so into
Boogie a glutton? No way. Why is he trying to act like this is the
Yeah. No, I've turned my life around. This is my after.
Other people made him a glutton. I love how even that he shirks responsibility. He's like, well, actually, I'm morbidly obese because my mother abused me as a child, and then I got into a relationship with a feeder who just didn't stop feeding. Like, no, maybe the abuse, childhood abuse is up for debate, definitely, with all of the contradictions that we've caught him in and we've shown in previous episodes. But again, I don't believe a single story. He shirks responsibility at every single opportunity. Why would you believe him?
it. So she goes into the pantry and grabs this like bag, and then she goes into the bedroom and closes the door. And I'm like doing this, like trying to get food to settle, to like try to make room, like try to burp and stuff, because I know I'm gonna have to eat. There's gonna be real food.
Oh, this is disgusting.
She's like, come in, and I'm so sorry to say this in front of you.
This is
such
great.
a disgusting story.
Say it.
I'm sorry, but he is such a womanizer, like a objectifier when it comes to women. He's actually turned on knowing that he's going to start talking about inappropriate stuff in front of Hila. I guarantee, like, that's where his mind is. He definitely gets off on that kind of stuff of subjecting people unnecessarily to
his
gross
grossness?
made up stories. Yeah,
Really?
I absolutely, yeah, I reckon.
Oh,
Just because of how he talks about women throughout all of the different clips that we've seen, and his porn blogs early on.
Oh, interesting. This
She's
is a nice
making
observation.
Oreo cookies, and she's laid them across her chest, down her stomach, to make an arrow to her vagina, and then she had filled her vagina with maraschino cherries.
Whoa.
I swear
It is
to
time
God.
for dessert.
I swear to God. And my first thought is, you are going to get a yeast infection. What the fuck are you doing? Like, don't put food in.
/that happened, bro. I believe you. That happened. Oh, dude. I can't listen
the thing
to him
is,
make up fake stories.
Okay, Jackson, you know how he's just very lucid with him speaking off the top of his head with stories? I honestly think that if I lied like that, and I don't, I never lie. I'm a great
Yes, of
person.
course.
But if I was going to lie to that extent, I don't think that I would be able to concoct such a visual image so quickly.
He's good at
He
it.
thinks about it beforehand. Do you think that this is
yeah.
kind of like a comedian's 5 minutes or something?
Yeah, no, I think he's just good at lying. I think it takes a storytelling skill to be able to concoct lies on the fly like this. And he's good. He's good at it. Like I've said this before, he's a very good storyteller. He's very engaging, charismatic. He can string together sentences like flawlessly. It's a skill, and I don't think that I think he's been living that life since the early 2000s. Again, if you look at his porn blogs, it's constant in the early 2000s. It's just constant lies, building up great grand stories. He's a storyteller. He definitely is, and he can stick with it, and he can create it on the fly 100%.
Do you think that
it's a hard skill.
It is a very hard skill. He was born in the wrong generation. He would have been sick in the Middle Ages, where you had people that used to travel from town to town and sold stories. It's incredible now. I suppose that's exactly what he's doing on the A3 podcast now. He is monetizing stories.
That was his internet.
Like,
yeah,
that was an actual sector of the economy. Just fat dudes rocking up to like Essex and then just being like, did I ever tell you about the time that I molested a goblin? You know, like, and you're like, no, do go on. It's like, well, it'd be great.
Remember though, I just want to make this abundantly clear to the audience. Like, watch this video. How he's talking about this girl and their experiences. If you would be new to this story, you would be you'd be accepted to think that he seems to take some kind of pleasure or joy in remembering these situations rather fondly. Like he speaks of them like he is looking back fondly at the events.
So I was like, hey, I get to die and also.
Yeah, like right. Like you would agree with that? And
then absolutely. Also, the other thing that I think that you might agree with, Jackson, is why does he look better in his 50s? He honestly looks better there. Back there, he's looking all patchy and bloated, and his teeth are worse for some reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know that. He got gastric bypass surgery, so he was, during this time period, like that time period, yeah, he was skinnier, and he's body was able to do less damage to itself, basically, due to the gastric bypass surgery.
Right, what, as a 50-year-old, you say? Because before he looks really sick. Here, I think he looks better.
Oh, you're saying here he looks better?
Don't you think? Go back and do it before and after.
Oh, so you're saying
got it on the X-ray?
Wait, yeah, which one are you looking at?
I'm looking at him with grey in his beard, and I think he looks better. Like, look at him here.
Yeah, he's skinnier. That's what I'm saying. He's got the gastric bypass during the H3 podcast
he's skinnier, but his face looks bloated and weird, and he's got like a lot of blotchiness in it, and he actually somehow looks older. And here he looks kind of smooth and good.
Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. I think
like
it's just a skinnier
Boogie
face.
Big.
I don't know.
I like Thick Boogie.
What do you mean? Thick Boogie was the younger one. What are you talking about?
No, this is Thick Boogie here.
Yes, and this is the younger one.
This is him younger?
Yes.
Holy shit. Oh, Boogie. Okay.
This is
Boogie has had a lot of shade thrown across the years, but I've really, that's unintentionally the worst burn I've ever dished on someone.
Yeah.
I feel
Inadvertently
really
too.
bad. Sorry, Boogie.
I take it back.
You didn't deserve that. Now, back to making fun of you.
In this H3 podcast, he's talking about it fondly. And then if you go to the abuse story where he's talking about it as if like it's some traumatic event to him, let's listen to that again.
For her own sexual gratification.
The deep sigh.
Hard to admit that. She exploited my depression and my suicidal tendencies, and
my virtue.
I was right along with her. But that ended.
Like all good things.
And the biggest abuser I endured was at the hands. The most abuse I endured was at the hands of my mother.
Yeah, and then he goes into the mother stuff. But yeah, you get my point. Like at the start of this video where he's talking about the feeder that he was in a relationship with, allegedly, he talks about it as if it is extremely traumatic to him. He doesn't want to talk about it at all. He huffs and he puffs because it's such a difficult thing to get off his chest. Talking about this situation, which apparently did him irreparable damage. She took advantage of him sexually, emotionally, and physically, forcing the cheesecakes down his throat, etc., and so on. And then we come to 2 years later where he is laughing it up on a podcast with Ethan, gratuitously talking about how great it was eating stuffed Oreos out of this woman's pussy to Ela. Like, what do you...
Yeah,
this is a
processed
2 year
the
time
trauma,
period.
Jackson.
Yeah, true. Okay, this is his way of coping, I bet.
Yes,
he copes with humor.
Yes.
Like, no, all of this is obviously fake, and he co-ops this made-up story in his mind, depending on whatever situation where it makes the most sense to. Either it's a traumatic situation, or it's a hilarious sexual escapade. It's not both. It can't be both, but somehow it is to Boogie, whichever way he applies it. And what's even more hilarious is it's probably a made-up story in the first place, which is just great.
Yeah, it's a made-up flex.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't that great?
It's both. Yeah. It's like a two-sided coin. It's a made-up flex, or if the mood takes him on that day, he flips the coin, and now it's a made-up sob story. It's incredible.
Yeah, but he's still flexing with his sob stories. He's saying, "Oh yeah, you got abused. That's nothing."
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Boogie instead opted to brag about the experience, going far more explicit detail while live on the H3 podcast. Then in 2022, well into his decline as more and more controversies and accusations had begun to pile up against him, he milked his story for clicks and entertainment, bragging even more than he already had on the H3 podcast.
And food for the one and only time.
Okay, now he looks very fucked.
Sexual regime. We would go to a buffet. I would overeat. We would come home. She would be so turned on. We wouldn't make it into the house sometimes, okay? There was like kinky foreplay stuff happening at Ryan's Steakhouse, okay? There were people at Japanese buffets throwing up their...
Shout out Ryan's Steakhouse. Not sponsored.
...their sushi because of the stuff we were doing in the back room, all right? It was...
Again, r/that happened. None of this happened. What do you mean?
There were people at
I keep forgetting because he's so good at telling stories that I'm like,
because of the stuff we were doing in the back room. All right, it was weird, man. And she would cook for me and bake for me, and she would make like a cheesecake with extra butter and cream in it. And I mean, it was so good. Even Leo wants some. That's how good it was. If you have never had a woman,
So there you go. That's how good it was, talking about an alleged traumatic experience where he was abused. That's how good it was, guys.
It's really strange as well that like you can tell that this is his sexual fantasy. This is one of his sexual fantasies.
Yeah, he's getting off
like
on
he
it.
really wishes this happened, hey? Huh?
Yeah, he's getting off on it.
He's getting off on it.
He likes the idea.
Well, maybe he can just change his emotions very expertisely.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Actually, maybe a
he's
little
good
bit
actor.
of no as
He is
well.
a good actor. Huh?
A little bit of no as well. He's not really ever in control of his emotions. I don't know if you can say that.
Oh, okay. He just lets it flow where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opposite of a method actor.
Yeah, he's not
Incidental actor.
Accidental actor.
Yeah,
Yes.
accidental acting.
Boogie had supposedly met this woman around 2005, just after he had been literally and figuratively shut away from the world for the past 7 years. Or as he puts it,
I had spent 7 years as a shut-in. I hadn't dated another person in 7 years. And I finally got back out in the world, and I heard about all these crazy new social media websites like MySpace.
Okay, first of all, he's been running porn blogs since the early 2000s. I do not believe for a second that
he's never heard of MySpace.
Yeah, what's this newfangled technology where I can meet people? MySpace, they call it? Yeah, okay. You're clearly like a 90s online geek who spent his entire life on computers.
Got on MySpace, and within just a month or so, I met a woman from my local area who was interested in a guy my size. Now, gentlemen.
Okay. Lonely and looking to I've read that. Boogie's description of her was petite, tall, and beautiful. Can you be petite and tall?
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Isn't that
so that is straight up just lying.
Isn't that straight up
excellent?
contradiction?
Okay, so he's saying that she was simultaneously had no legs and 5. I dated a disabled, super abled woman.
In fact, in his 2022 video, he claimed that she was probably still one of the most beautiful women he'd ever dated. Very insane thing to say about your abuser, but okay, let's listen.
And you know what? Probably still one of the most beautiful women I've dated, if I'm being honest. And the sex was kinky and weird.
Yeah, we don't need to hear about the sex anymore, but yes.
Yeah. No, I want to hear it again, Boogie.
Soon into the relationship, she explained to him that she was a feeder and wanted to get him even fatter than he already was. So fat that he would be bedridden and one of the biggest men on record. Let's listen to that.
Had manipulated me and...
Again, look at this. It's like a hostage video compared to like complete exuberation in the last video. Like extremely sad in this one. The glossy eyes, the tilted head, looking like a wounded dog. Meanwhile, in the other one, he looks like fervently turned on about recounting it.
Convinced me that I was going to be one of the fattest men in the world.
He's saying it
I was going to be better.
How do you say that?
And that she was going to feed me to death for her own sexual gratification.
Horrible. Horrible woman, Boogie.
It's just really not a sad story, is it? Even when he's trying to put a sad slant on it, it's still funny. I'm going to make you the fattest man in the world.
I'm sure there's a situation where you could possibly make the claim that a woman who's sexually manipulating you into being extremely
the
fat,
fattest man on earth,
is abusive.
Oh, it's definitely abusive. There's no questions about that. It's just like, what a goal. What a goal. It's really, it's one of those things where, again, you're not shocked by any of this, Jackson, because you seem to go around actively looking for people eating their own penis and being like, yeah, okay, well, now everything else doesn't shock me. I have figured out Aristotelian theory.
I never said that they ate it, but I do like the idea of that. I will be Googling that later on. You've given me some ideas. The Last
Supper. Now, to the adventures of Boogie.
He was around 550 pounds, 250 kilograms when they met, and over the course of their relationship, she got him to just under 600 pounds, or 272 kilograms. That's only like, what, 22 kilograms? She didn't do a very good job. He was already comically obese by that point.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he didn't help.
Yeah, I mean, I think he would have got to 272 kilograms even without this woman and her devious cheesecakes. In stark contrast, she was supposedly around 110 pounds or 50 kilograms. Based on Boogie's version of events, she had her own issues going on, apparently believing that the spirit of Robert Earl Hughes spoke directly to her and was her spiritual advisor. Robert Earl Hughes was Ripley's fattest man on record. What the fuck?
Robert. Okay, I've got to look this guy up.
Yeah, wait, let me have a look at this guy. Maybe Boogie is a reincarnation of Robert Earl Hughes.
Robert Earl Hughes. Ooh, that is a short life. Born 1926, died 1958.
32. I mean, that's a good age for someone that fat, I think.
Oh, that's sick. Okay, first off, for anybody that's listening, he's dressed in overalls. Huge Mr. Big overalls, obviously. And he looks like he's from the South, and he walks around with a walking stick.
He kind of looks like an actor wearing a fat suit, to be honest to me. His face looks too young.
Oh, well, you think he's faking it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
More research needed.
I suspect.
Earmark this for a future
man
episode.
I knew nothing about. Fake. This is great. Anybody that's like hugely rotund, Jackson is suspicious of.
You can't get that fat. Physics defies it. It was a largely sexual relationship as opposed to romantic, but she also got him into the gym, supposedly to keep him fit enough to still have the sexual stamina to satisfy her perversions. Yeah, come on.
I don't know how that works. I suppose this is another one of those tall petites.
And she was pushing me to do stuff I had never done before. Like, she was getting me back into the gym to try to stay fit, but also still fat. You know,
because she wanted to fuck.
Because otherwise, and otherwise you're going to get so fat that, you know, you want to be able to eat anymore. I want you to be able to always be able to knock it out, right? I want you to be able to just burn those calories.
Was she trying to kill you?
Yeah. That was...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Boogie's retellings of the story involve a climax of a Thanksgiving day, which involved eye-watering amounts of food throughout the day, topped off with a dessert in every definition of the word. That is the Oreo stuffed in the pussy that we talked about previously.
Great.
Eventually, the relationship soured when Boogie got an infection in his leg caused by his lymphedema.
Okay.
Well, this is erotic. Enjoy it.
And then we like moved in together for a while, and then I got sick. I got like an infection in my leg, which is like real frequent. I get in with the lymphedema all the time. And I'm like, I gotta go to the hospital. And she's like, they're gonna make you lose weight. And I'm like, no, that's gonna be fine. I've gone before. She goes, if you go to the hospital, we're done. And I'm like, what? No, what? Fuck you. Okay, we're done. Like, I'm not gonna die. Like, I literally, she's like, you're faking the infection. I'm like, how do you fake an infection?
About a man who faked cancer several years later.
He learned from the master.
Yeah. I mean, she was fine. I mean, she might be very well listening to this if you are. Hi. And she was fine, you know, but that stuff was pretty messed up, you know, and that was the only deal breaker.
Well, I mean,
otherwise, she was a perfectly great person.
Well,
except, you know, she wanted to
trying
feed
to
me
kill
death.
you.
Right, yeah.
God, this was such a different era of YouTube, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's so strange going back and watching these clips now.
In his 2022 retelling of the story, he also added that they stayed friends for a while after the relationship, with Boogie even helping her out of an abusive relationship, of course, because he's a saint,
That's great,
that she found herself in. So, of course, he helps his abuser out of an abusive relationship. It's like poetry. It just rhymes.
Yes, it does.
Let's have a listen.
As I tend to do, though, I tried to stay friendly with her, and I successfully did. In fact, years later, she ended up with an abusive guy. That abusive guy beat the hell out of her, so I helped her escape that guy and make it to her mother, who was able to take care of her. And, you know, I felt pretty good about that. I felt pretty good about that. A woman who literally wanted to kill me, I was there to help her when someone else was trying to kill her.
Saint.
You know what?
Hero.
I probably shouldn't put that part in the story, but I'm going to, because I
hate when he does that.
You've earned it, Boogie. You've earned it. This is your dessert. You are always so humble, and now it is time for your humble pie.
I hate when he does that, when he puts in the video, well, oh, God, I can't believe I've just said that. You have the power to edit it out, first of all, you fucking idiot. So you can remove it. And also, why are you painting it as if it was an accident? You clearly wanted to talk about it, and then you're like, oh, no, I shouldn't have put that in here. But I'm going to keep it in.
I like how detailed your criticisms are of him. You really are. You've been in a relationship with Boogie. You have been in a relationship with him.
Yeah, well, I'm tired of it
You're
being
one of those people that, like,
one-sided.
when somebody offloads about their partner, you sit back and you're like, damn, dude, this has been eating away. This has been eating away at Jackson's soul for a long time.
I just wish this
He's like,
relationship...
every time, he just has to keep stopping every clip, like every 3 seconds, and be like, oh, here we go again. Oh, he always does this.
What a horrible, horrible man. If only someone was
really
brave enough to speak out about it. Yeah, well, I mean, if it wasn't such a one-sided relationship, maybe then I could move on. But he doesn't pay attention to me. The story is something of an anomaly for Boogie. Firstly, the details have remained largely consistent across the years, which is out of the ordinary for him and would lead one to believe that this story is at least mostly true. However, on the other hand, he has also stayed true to his word and never accidentally doxed this woman by giving away enough information for people to track her down, as he has done with his partners in the past, lest we forget. This could equally point to the story being fake on account of him not screwing everything up for himself, as he so often does. Certainly a mystery for the ages. I'm going to put out a call to action here as well. If you are that woman who almost fed Boogie to death, reach out to us through our email or message us on social media or whatever. I'm putting out a call to action. If you are real, reach out. We'll respect your, if you want to remain anonymous.
Jackson will respect your privacy. I won't.
Yes. But I want to hear if you got proof that you are the real person, of course. I want to hear your side of the story. I think it's quite unfair what Boogie has said about you.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm here to right all of the wrongs.
Yeah.
I will correct your image.
And I won't announce it publicly. No, actually, this time I will. I've earned it.
All right, and before we continue on with this Boogie epilogue, here's a few words from our sponsors. If you're feeling tired right now, it's probably because you're not getting the nutrition that you need. How do you get nutrition easily and quickly in your body? Well, by eating food, of course. That is the way that humans have traditionally got nutrition. But sometimes cooking and making nutritious meals can be extremely difficult and, of course, time-consuming. And that's where the sponsor of this week's episode, Factor, comes in, because they do a phenomenal job of packaging delicious and nutritious meals designed exactly to give your body what it needs easily and quickly. And the best thing is, considering they're in little packets that you heat up basically and then eat from, this is way better than the nutrition stuff. You don't need to do dirty dishes or cooking prep or anything like that. So it is extremely time efficient, because we do live in the modern world where time is everything. That's why Factor Meals is fantastic, not only because they're nutritious and delicious meals, but because they give you your time back, which is just so important in this modern era. And I know harping on that fact might sound like I'm circumventing actually talking about the food itself, but the food itself is great. Every meal is crafted with functional ingredients that your body needs, like proteins, colorful veggies, whole foods, and healthy fats. They've banned 175 different ingredients, no artificial colors or sweeteners, so they are very specific about making sure that Factor meals are both delicious but also right for your body. And again, very delicious food. Fresh, never frozen. There's over 100 rotating weekly meals, including globally inspired flavors like Mediterranean and Asian. So there's variety in Factor as well. It's not just the same boring, while nutritionally, healthy meal each week, like in a lot of weight loss or health-based food programs. There is actually variety in terms of taste as well as, the nutrition. So the fact that there is that variety is incredibly good for your mind as well as your body. And again, can't stress just how convenient it is. It's ready in 2 minutes. You heat it up and then you just basically eat it and then throw away the packet. That's all you need to do. 2 minutes to get exactly what your body needs and also the flavor hit. And they ship directly to your door, so you don't need to go to the grocery store to, find the right ingredients to cook a meal, which of course leads to more spending, because once you're in the convenience store and you're looking at all those delicious chocolatey treats and stuff like that, well, the grocery bill goes up. I've been there. But yes, I stand by Factor. I've had it many times. I've enjoyed the taste of it, and it is nutritionally good for you at the end of the day. So Factor is a fantastic service. It's what I would use if I wanted a meal service. Head to factormeals.com/redthread50off and use code redthread50off to get 50% off and a free daily greens per box with new subscription only while supplies last until September 27th, 2026. See the website for more details over at factormeals.com/redthread50off. That's 50% off. So try it out. You know, if you like it, keep on going because Factor Meals supports the show. They really do deserve credit for that. So big thank you to Factor for supporting the show. And they make a quality product as well that I don't have any issues with talking about. So head over to factormeals.com/redthread50off. Get your 50% off. Try it. And let us know what you think.
You know, one of those things you always seem to put off is when you need to see a doctor. Because booking the appointment, it's not the same doctor I had as a kid. And let's be honest, after that, it's kind of hard to find one that has that same ring, especially if you move town, which I know that a lot of you Yanks do. Well, guess what? ZocDoc is here to save the day. It's really great because it's a platform that gives you access to a bunch of different doctors and a bunch of different areas. And then you get to pick which one is best for you because they even go and categorize by specialist as well. Basically, it just takes out all of the hassle of finding a new doctor and makes it easier to be like, yeah, that's the one for me. I mean, how simple is that? I don't want you to go through all of that. I care about your health. And you should too. Think about how simple it is. Lets you search and compare local in-network doctors. They have more than 150,000 providers within 200 specialities across 50 states. ZocDoc's website has tons of reviews from real patients and detailed doctor profiles to help you choose the right one. You can see actual appointment openings and instantly book the one that is right for you at the time of your leisure, usually within the 24-hour to 72-hour mark. And you can even score same-day appointments if you're lucky. And ZocDoc's free to use. That's the best part. Like, I know it may seem really small, but just clicking that link in the description, massive step towards prioritizing your health. Head over to ZocDoc.com/redthread to get started and then check that appointment off your to-do list once and for all. That's ZocDoc.com/redthread.
And back in. Thank you to those sponsors for supporting the show, of course. They stand by us through thick and thin, so we do really love our sponsors. Isn't that right, Jordan?
Yep, deeply. Like that feeder.
Yes, feed us.
Feed us.
Thank you for feeding us,
Feed
sponsors.
us to death. Thank you for feeding us so well.
And we come to Total Biscuit. Total Biscuit. Do you remember Total Biscuit? You probably wouldn't know him. He was a gaming YouTuber.
No, but I'm looking it up right now.
Total Biscuit, real name John Bain, was a popular YouTuber who focused on video game reviews. He was largely respected in the gaming community for his opinions and honest and fair critiques of games and shady video game practices, of which there were many. Unlike Boogie, his critiques of subpar games or dodgy game developers and publishers never seemed to waver in the face of backlash. He was the opposite of Boogie. He was like the reverse side of Boogie. He was like very firm, thick-skinned, held his position on his takes, unlike Boogie, who flip-flops on everything as soon as there's a first sign of backlash. So he was Chad Boogie, except not nearly as fat either. So honestly, nothing like Boogie whatsoever.
Nothing like Boogie at all. Hang on, I've got to look at some other pictures of him. Yeah, kind of.
Boogie and Total
He
Biscuit.
kind of looks. I can sort of see a Chad Boogie, especially like his cool nerd sunglasses. You know.
Yeah, he was a good YouTuber, honestly. Like he did,
Like,
he did good videos. Yeah, funny, well respected, well liked. Good videos. Boogie and Total Biscuit did have some degree of friendship during the early to mid 2010s, with Total Biscuit helping Boogie win his so-called King of the Web award in 2013, which allowed him to get his first professional streaming PC and kickstart his career. So in many ways, Total Biscuit helped Boogie create his career. They also had other interactions and conversations over the years, including gaming together, and Boogie even appearing on Total Biscuit's podcast back in 2015. In Boogie's words, Total Biscuit was a, quote, tremendous mentor and a friend. Unfortunately, Total Biscuit passed away in May of 2018 after a battle with bowel cancer, leaving many in the YouTube gaming sphere remembering him positively, including Boogie. However, Boogie's eulogy for his pal wasn't without a backhanded compliment. When discussing how Total Biscuit had helped him through his YouTube career, one of the points he made was how Total Biscuit had once, quote, thrown him under the bus in the name of consumer rights, end quote. This was in regards to YouTubers being paid to give overly positive reviews for Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, back in 2014 while ignoring any bugs that they may have found in the game. Total Biscuit was one of the first to expose this story and call out YouTube as associated with this dodgy deal, including Boogie, of course. Boogie defended his position, though, pointing out anywhere possible that his deal with the PR company in question was customized to give him an out if he didn't like a particular game or if it was subpar, and that he only accepted contracts for games he truly believed in. Yeah. Sure. Whether this is actually true or not is debatable given Boogie's pathological tendency to lie, but it seems probable considering that his channel has never been known for positive sponsored game reviews, much less for bad games. So let's read the eulogy just so that we got it on the record here.
Okay.
So this is Boogie. Do you want to read it? Can you read it? Can you see it? Or is it too tiny? Do you want me to read it?
No, I can do it.
Okay.
Let me try and see if I can do a Boogie accent.
Okay.
A lot of people have asked whether or not I will make a video about Total Biscuit's death. I've decided it's something... Now I'm doing his character. I decided it's something I wouldn't feel comfortable doing. But I do have a few things to say for those who would like to hear them. John helped me create my business. Way back in the 2010s, he helped me afford a streaming PC by helping me win a contest called King of the Web. It also generated about $3,250 for charity. I could not have been more grateful for his help. During the years, I got to play some games with TB. I got to talk to him on Skype. I got to be on his podcast. He was a tremendous mentor and friend. John once also threw me under the bus in the name of consumer rights.
Just in the middle of this beautiful eulogy, he's like, but then John fucked me over. What a dick. Everything's always
it
about
needed
him.
The build up. I was just like, why don't we just read out the insult? But it's just like, no, it needs the context.
Mm-hmm.
A PR company was promoting what was almost came out down to paid reviews, and John broke the story. I was working with that PR company at the time, and my whole contract was different than the other contracts. I got lumped in. I talked to John about it, and he said I shouldn't be working with shady companies if I didn't want to be connected to shady things. He was more glad to sacrifice anything in the name of consumer advocacy, including me.
Oh my God, what a victim. Just the way he paints
It's incredible that like someone is dead and he's the victim.
Yeah. Someone died of bowel cancer. Actual cancer, by the way.
Actual cancer. And then he was just like, I'll keep that in my storytelling repertoire for later when I run an H3 podcast.
How can I contort this situation to be all about me? That was like 7 paragraphs about how his life had been changed and how he had been wronged by John. And shit like that.
And it's the biggest paragraph too.
Yes, it's the one he was clearly cared the most about. Worse still, though, was that after Total Biscuit's passing, Boogie took to Twitter multiple times to console his widow, Jenna Bain. Publicly consoling someone on social media will always run the risk of simply looking like virtue signaling. But for Boogie, his kind words came across more like openly flirting with his friend's grieving wife, telling her that he loved her and that she looked amazing.
Yeah.
Truly uncomfortable stuff. Let's have a look at that. So we have a tweet here to Gemma Bain shortly after Total Biscuit's death, where he says, quote, I love you as I loved him. As long as you and I breathe, his legacy stays in capital T tact. I'm going to outlive every one of these motherfuckers. What does that have to do with anything? What? I'm gonna outlive everyone in the name of John Bain. Just what he would have wanted for Boogie to survive.
Yes. What a king.
Fucking loser. Don't worry, I'll live.
You've got to
him.
love it. Yeah.
I'll live the life that John always wanted. We spoke 3 times. He clearly cared a lot.
Say hi to your daughter for me, by the way.
I have made... This is him continuing. I have made notes of everyone who celebrated his death. I will remember it every time I speak on camera and off. It's not about you, Boogie.
Avenged, Biscuit.
Why is everything about Boogie? It's incredible. No tact. No tact.
I don't know, but you got to love it.
He continues. This is another tweet because he just constantly tweeted at her for several months, it looks like. Yeah, wait. That first one was from 12th of July. This one is from 31st of May. Quote, can't imagine how hard this is for you, Jenna. Know that people who love you are patient and kind. This isn't about us. This is about you. Please take care of yourself. We love you. Another one to her at the end of the year. Quote, I fucking love you. I fucking love you. You are John's equal in every way. I admire your ferocity and strength, and I'm so glad you spoke your mind. You are wonderful. Painful. It's actually painful.
It is really painful.
All right, we continue, though, with more pain.
Genuinely arousing.
From Boogie at the end of the year again. Quote, you look amazing and happy. This made me smile. And Jenna replied saying, thanks, Boogie. I wish I was happy, but it's all a part of this journey. So just everything is about Boogie. It's incredible.
Always.
This would not be the last time that Boogie eulogized people with backhanded compliments or, more bizarrely, direct insults while trying to maintain an image of being a good guy who truly cared about people, even those who may have wronged him in the past. So I've got a little bit of a collation here.
The phrase wronged.
Boogie, there's a tweet here from Boogie. So you remember the guy he got high with in the forest doing like magic mushrooms and shit like that?
Yeah.
That guy, he got into a bit of embroiled drama. I don't know if we spoke about it on the podcast or not, but if we didn't, it will be a thing that we talk about in the future for sure. But there was a bit of drama between him and this guy whose name was, what was his name? I don't remember his name. Flaming Star. So there was a drama between him. Flaming Star got really angry at Boogie. I think Boogie like scammed him or something, and then Flaming Star like spray painted the word pedophile on Boogie's garage door and shit like that. So there was beef between them, and they went on the best of. They were enemies at the point. But then Flaming Star died, and then Boogie made a tweet saying, "Quote: The man who tried to con me, who violated my house by breaking windows and writing graffiti on my walls. ... died today. ... Rest in peace, Chief Flaming Star." He continues. Here's what he says. Here's what he says to it. He continues. You were an unmitigated asshole, but you forced me to be stronger, and I will always appreciate that. So he always has to be the good guy. Even his enemies, he will eulogize. You made Boogie stronger. And then he attached a picture of Flaming Star on a raft for some reason.
You made me stronger. You know what's always great about those? Like he's like, and then it just came back for a bit, and you know, it just made me wiser. And it's like anytime he ever has those kind of like reflective moments, it's like you just look at him as like, dude, your life is worse than it was. Like it just keeps going downhill.
I know. It's incredible. You are clearly not stronger.
Yeah, there's no lessons learned. You're a sitcom character. You're not a person.
Someone said, and this is another example of him taking just the utmost joy in someone dying, by the way. You know, like you can have beef with some guy like this Flaming Star, but I don't think he did enough to you to warrant being like actually celebrating his death. 8-Bit Eric, someone says to Boogie in comment to that tweet, I think, saying Boogie W ? And Boogie replies saying, yep, keep stacking them up lately, running out of room. Mutahar, Destiny, Flaming Star, that Gambino guy, leaving a trail of destruction on this redemption arc. So there he is saying that like this guy dying counts as a Boogie W.
Yeah, a redemption arc on his end.
Celebrating the death of Flaming Star.
But like somehow that was like his grand plan.
Yeah. But this is clearly a good guy who cares about people.
This guy died.
And again, let's go through the little history books here about all the other comments he's made about people dying. Here we go. The classic Boogie talking about an ex-friend who died of breast cancer.
Oh, yeah.
And yep, so fuck her. And now she's dead.
And
actually, both of them are. The girl is dead. My mom is dead. Everyone I know and love is dead.
Wait, the girl died?
Whoa.
How
Yeah,
did
she died of 39 of like fucking lung cancer. She had breast cancer and they beat the breast cancer, but then the treatment for the breast cancer gave her lung cancer.
Oh my God, that sounds absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it was fucking awful. Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, bro.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. I mean, I didn't go through it. I'm still alive. She's dead.
Damn, that's brutal.
I'm serious. You know, she like, why do I get to complain? She's the one that has to be dead. You know, fuck.
Yeah, you know it's bad when even like fucking Destiny, Andy Milanakis, and all these guys are like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking that's rough.
They're kind of like, and they're trying to like marry the vibe of what he's bringing with what it should be.
Yeah,
that's really it's very awkward.
Boogie making a joke about Etika shortly after his death.
fucking die out here.
Oh no, we can always get our car worked out at Elias garage.
As long as everybody.
Elias.
Luckily we have
Elias.
500
Mexican.
we have 500 witnesses that'll see whatever goes down.
Yeah, this is when IRL streams get good, dude.
This is when the news series.
Because ain't no one's seen this shit.
They're gonna figure out this is the new series where we get murdered on live stream, and then it's actually interactive murder mystery.
And then
interactive game.
and then the phone hits the ground, and Etika shows up and goes, "Surprise, bitch!"
Yeah,
and like Smash Brothers, and
then it's up to the
So, for context, I'm assuming you don't know who Etika is either. He was a Nintendo YouTuber, basically. Like, he made gaming videos as well. And around this time period, he made a few videos, basically suicide note videos, and then he kind of disappeared, and it came out that he had killed himself. So this was very shortly after that, and Boogie immediately turns it into a joke. Because there was a period of time there where the suicide wasn't confirmed, where Etika had just disappeared, basically. And so that was his joke. Like, Etika would just pop up and say surprise, very low effort, juvenile jokes. But it just shows Boogie's penchant for taking every opportunity to try to say something edgy and stupid and not care about serious situations.
Was this one of his phases? Because I really feel like every YouTuber goes through the phase of trying to be as edgy as they can.
Oh, that's not a phase for Boogie. Like, he's
still going hard.
Yeah, always. He's always been edgy. Yeah, I mean, that period of time, right, where he concocted an image of being the good guy of YouTube is an anomaly, really. Like, that's the act. Like, if you look at Boogie's porn blog, his Twitch streams during that time period, and also what he is now, it's all been just juvenile edgy shit.
Do you think what do you think classifies as edgy? Do you think it's like, I know this is inappropriate, so I'm going to say it? Is that what it is?
You can do edgy well. You can do like inappropriate jokes, but as long as like there's actual purpose to the edgy joke, or at least if there's a little bit of depth to it. That's not what Boogie does, though. He just says like really gross stuff, expecting people to laugh in a very juvenile way, like what you were doing, like not even high school, honestly, like middle school tier jokes, where it's just like the joke is him mentioning the guy that just died. It's like it's not even a joke there.
No,
there's nothing.
Not, is it? That's the end of that.
Yeah, there's no real like kind
joke.
And it's not. I'm not even clutching my pearls or being like, you can't joke about edgy things. Like edgy things are great. Edgy jokes are great. Jokes that make you confront life.
Yes,
are great.
Yes.
No, but I'm serious. Like,
of it all.
No, you could do that shit well, but Boogie does not have that talent.
Does not do it well.
No, he's a great storyteller, but he's a shit comedian. Boogie's comments on Etika shortly after his death, making it all about himself. Let's have a listen to that.
Now, okay, so anyway, Etika blew up, and the internet was not kind to him. He was dealing with what I'm dealing with on the Reddits and the 4chans and the.
So again, this guy Etika put up a suicide video, basically amounting to a suicide note. And Boogie's first reaction is to talk about how he's also been victimized by the internet and how he's a victim. Like, he can't not relate everything to himself. He takes every opportunity. This is what I was saying at the start, where if there is news about someone going through something, someone being coming out with their abuse story or about their medical illness or anything like that, he will latch on to that, say something very mild about it, like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that," but then he'll go on for about 2 minutes talking about his own life and how much of a hero he is for dealing with the same things, which in of themselves are made up most of the time.
Tweeters and stuff, he was dealing with that in a very similar way.
How old is he?
I think he's in his 20s, lives up in New York. So his mental health was also, like mine, not very good. And they got the result from Etika that they wanted from me. They wanted to drive him crazy. They wanted to drive him to suicide, right? Like, I've had so many people say, I don't think Reddit's ever said this, but I've seen other people say they try to drive me to kill myself, stuff like that, And so Etika has had some real mental health issues. So last couple days, I think it was Friday, he uploaded a video to his YouTube channel, and it was a suicide note. And then yesterday, they found his ID, driver's license, his backpack, and his Nintendo Switch on, I think, the Brooklyn Bridge. And so it looks like he may have jumped. And as far as I know, they have not found his body. And also, Etika has pulled similar stunts, either because he's not mentally well,
Like similar to suicide stuff?
right? Like yeah, like he's
Or, like,
also been
tweets?
hospitalized for suicidal tweets and stuff.
Oh,
too.
legitimately hospitalized.
Yeah, he's been like arrested. They had to like beat down his door one day.
And that's
because he was
all.
live streaming
And that's
like
all
suicidal
legitimate.
stuff. That again, I don't know how much of it's legitimate, and it's hard to know when it comes to mental health, right? Like for all we know, he really is mentally ill.
It's
and
two things:
right,
mental health and the internet.
right, exactly.
Like,
And those
that's
two
the-
things don't mix, dude. I can tell you firsthand.
Right.
If I was not a fucking titan of strength, I could not. If I was born and bred and suffering, then I wouldn't be able to suffer.
Yes, he was
Okay.
born in the darkness.
If I was on a titan of strength,
He's
that's
so
what I
good.
get. That's what I think of when I think of Boogie. Titan of strength.
What is
again-
it with nerds and every now and then saying something that is like way too confident? You know how they bust
Yeah.
shit out like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He does it all the time though. It's incredible. It's like just too many superhero movies. Maybe
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
too many superhero movies.
Yeah. Every now and then, like kind of like how they go into their alter ego of being a superhero. They do it, but their superhero ability is the Flash. It's there for like half a sentence and then it's out.
But yeah, I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? The opposite of classy is that a response?
So opposite of classy.
So it'd be like his body hasn't even been found at this time. There was a suicide note, and they found his belongings next to Brooklyn Bridge. You do the math. Like it's pretty clear what's happened here, and he basically makes comments amounting to, well, he wasn't as strong as me, so
Yeah.
What a dick!
And that's why he's at the bottom, man.
Yeah.
It's a tough game, this YouTube game.
Yeah. If only he was stronger than me. If only he was as strong as me and was able to withstand all of the
Yes,
bullying. that
But
I have
unfortunately, I
withstanded.
am the strongest that has ever existed or
Mhm.
will exist.
It's incredible.
I am Boogie.
As we know all too well
Destroyer
by
of
this
pods.
point. As we all know too well by this point, Boogie is someone who just never knows when to shut up for his own sake. We've already covered a plethora of these moments throughout the series, and yet there is still so many more examples of this idiocy. Idiocracy. I thought it was idiocracy. Is that a different word?
That's a movie.
Yes, and it's a great movie, and I will forever be using that word instead of the real word.
Yeah.
More examples of this
I'm doing this
idiocracy.
in protest of the English language.
And failure to learn from his mistakes. Some of these show him to be painfully uneducated or just plain stupid about certain topics in his desire to appear as open-minded and as palatable to everyone as possible, while others are just completely inappropriate with overly edgy jokes or cringeworthy oversharing about his personal life. So in an effort to give you even more things to dislike Boogie for, we're going to do a bit of a
Please
speed
enjoy.
round of some of these moments. Let's look at Boogie's attempt at deep philosophical thought first of all. Boogie would often say outrageous things as a way of intellectualizing rather banal ideas for the sake of sounding intelligent or thoughtful. One instance of this was when Boogie, asked by a Twitter user why he likes pain, responded that pain through self-harm is useful as it allows him to regain his consciousness in moments where he disassociates. He then explained that why he likes pain was ironically because he hates it. So let's have a listen to that.
Okay, yes, let's do that.
So this person tweets at Boogie saying, "Why do you like pain?" He responds saying, quote, I hate it, but it can be a useful tool sometimes when I'm depersonalized or dissociated. It can allow me to regain control and consciousness, so I'll self-harm when things are particularly bad. But I hate pain, that's why it's useful. I won't include this, I think. So again, this is another example of Boogie and his really weird definition of disassociation, because from my understanding, and again, not a medical expert here, but I wouldn't think that someone who is disassociated would have the wherewithal to know how to snap out of that. You know what I
Being
mean?
disassociated. Yeah, I would not imagine either.
So, like,
Seems
you
to
would
be
not.
the point of being disassociated.
Yeah, while you're in a disassociated state, I don't think
Yes.
you would have the personalization even to consider self-harming to escape disassociation.
Yeah, I know. It's a
Okay.
big call, Jackson, but maybe.
It kind of flies in the face of the entire definition of
It
disassociation.
kind of does.
But I don't know for sure. Not a medical expert, and Boogie
Clearly
is
is.
clearly that. So,
He self-diagnosed cancer.
but he does this a lot of times as well. Like he's done this in the past, where very recently, where he is where he's claimed to disassociate. There was some kind of, I don't remember specifically, but it was during the cancer arc where I basically called him out again about his misuse of the word disassociation as a shield to shield himself, to protect himself against claims of misdeeds, let's call it, where he would then say, well, I was disassociating during it. You can't blame me for that. And I don't remember specifically why I called him out about it, but I did. And yeah, it's just something I've noticed. He likes to use the disassociation excuse a lot without actually seemingly knowing what disassociation is. There are also examples of Boogie saying ridiculous things on stream and then preempting the backlash, but by saying that he was just providing so-called strawman arguments. Spectacularly, he would often even fail at this preempting strategy by saying things that would induce even more backlash than that he hadn't expected. So here's the tweet of him preempting the backlash in this situation. So he says, quote, okay, just to ward this off, tonight on stream we're discussing the UK hate law surrounding transgendered people. I am giving straw man arguments for the bigots who would oppose such laws. If you see one of these clips out of context, please don't be suck it in. Love ya. I am merely pretending.
More master plans.
I am merely pretending. I'm giving straw man arguments for the bigots. So if you see those clips out of context, yeah. So again, clear case of him preempting backlash, of course. Mm-hmm. But then, of course, in doing so, he would open himself up in many ways to even more backlash. Here's a take on that. Someone says, "Hi, Boogie." This is in reply to that previous tweet that I just read out. Hi, Boogie. I know it's a minor thing and I'm likely to get hate for this, but for future reference, please try to refrain from saying transgendered. I'm not transgendered. I'm transgender. Someone isn't homosexual. They're just homosexual. Hey, Boogie. And here's another tweet. Hey, Boogie, love you, but trans is an adjective and not a verb or a noun. It's not transgendered people. It's trans people. I'm not trying to call you out or anything. It's just a common mistake that I see a lot. So yeah, just in his action of preempting, he would always step on another landmine, basically, which was kind of funny. In another far more egregious example, Boogie infamously said that there were positive things that came from the Holocaust. Let's listen to that.
And so the third book was on the Holocaust. I don't remember the name of it. And so I'm reading the book, and here's something I found fascinating in this book. It's so fucking depressing, this book. But they were talking about the Japanese experiments. Are you familiar with the Japanese experiments where they were like vivisecting
the water purification facility in Manchu?
I don't remember that.
Unit 731.
I do remember them doing open heart surgeries on people that didn't need open heart surgeries, like some really crazy shit. Mm-hmm. And so what I found out from this book is a lot of Nazi scientists and doctors were given asylum in the United States in exchange for the knowledge they had possessed. I didn't know that, but if you think about it, a lot of some good came from all of that in that.
So not only did he say some good came from the Holocaust, he corrected himself because he was about to say a lot of good came from the Holocaust.
Some good, but if you think about it, a lot of some good came from all of that. In that science was advanced many, many years. And that's one of the things that kind of made me have the mentality that I have. Nothing is black and white. The Holocaust is horrible, absolutely horrible, but some good.
Dude. Like how can you step on that landmine? Like that's such a what do you call it? Like he wasn't forced into that conversation or forced into making that point or wording it that way. Unmitigated disaster to say that some good came from the Holocaust.
There's no need for it, hey?
Yeah,
absolutely no need for it. It's again one of these things of, I don't know why, like he's not doing it because he wants attention, is he? He's doing it because
no, he thinks that it's the right take. It makes him look like the enlightened centrist, basically. Like he's so much smarter than everyone.
That's why he's doing it, because he thinks it like it flexes his intellectual muscles. Because I was listening to that point, and that was the kind of thing that I would say in year 8 to try and freak my teacher out. Yeah. Again, he's stuck in a high school mindset where that is a deep thought. That is very interesting. It was a deep thought when you were in high school. You're right. Mm-hmm. He's doing that kind of stuff. There. It's really, he's got a grey beard.
He's incredibly stupid, and it's incredible that he was about to say a lot of good came from the Holocaust first of all. That is quite incredible. And then he had the awareness that, oh wait, that won't fly. I'm
Maybe we should
tacitly endorsing the Holocaust here.
Yeah, probably not a good move.
Let's slide towards the middle a little bit. Some good for the Holocaust. Yes, that'll do. That'll do wonderfully. Incredible.
Yes, that will do.
And then so here's a tweet from him as well that he says, quote, I knew during last night's stream some of the things I said could easily be taken out of context. Again, that's not what out of context means. Yes. That was all of the context. Woke up to a shitstorm by people who did just that. You get used to it. Yes, you do. But this statement out of context seems so much more abhorrent than usual. Christ. And then someone says, what context would you like to add to, quote, the Holocaust is horrible, but some good came out of it? End quote. And then Boogie replies saying, quote, it was my belief that we advanced medical science during it, which was a very small, not worth it silver lining. Not a good example of human endurance and strength. Anne Frank is a better example of my point, but still a pretty shit point. And then someone else replies to that saying, quote, Anne Frank was murdered by the Nazis. How can that possibly be an example of anything good coming out of the Holocaust?
That's hilarious. Silver lining. Silver lining, they killed this girl.
So again, it wasn't even...
This is a much better example of my point.
I'll fix this argument. I'll fix this. I know exactly how to fix it. Anne Frank is a better example. What? Incredible.
That is incredible.
Oh, fuck. He's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, he's the gift that keeps on giving. He is. It's like every sentence is another gift, and it builds on the last one.
Worse still, he felt that another positive outcome was that the Nazis made advancements in medical science as a result of their inhumane experiments. For context, these medical experiments were performed on Jewish prisoners without the consent and were often painful or deadly, and either way, results from these experiments are overwhelmingly rejected by modern researchers in science anyway. So,
really?
Another great point, Boogie. Regardless, due to the immediate backlash, he walked back these comments gracefully, as you would expect of Boogie. He says, quote,
please.
I just encourage any of you who hear things out of context to deep dive it first. For me, or for anyone, there are people out there who genuinely want to destroy lives by misleading you into thinking untrue stuff. Sad, but true. Oh, well. Again, this is in, like, there's no context that makes what Boogie said, like, at all, reasonable. Like, it's not out of context. It's just, like, the clip of him saying the actual thing that people have an issue with. Quote, now, all that said, woke up to some educational post that showed what I said, even in context, is factually incorrect. So here he is saying that even in context, I'm factually incorrect and wrong. So what was this point up here about, don't listen to me out of context. Don't take what I said out of context.
That's so stupid. Followed by misspelling new.
With that new knowledge, spelt incredibly wrong, I was pretty stupid and wrong about it. I gladly walk it back in light of new information. Sorry.
I do really like just finishing, a new paragraph. Sorry.
Love you.
It's quite British.
Love you guys. Someone tweeted him saying, quote, hey Boogie, well, it's good that you can admit you are wrong. Maybe it's time you start looking at people and sources you keep getting this shit from and cut them out. Boogie says, quote, in this case, it was my history teacher who actually fought during World War II, but I see your point. So again, shifts the blame to another person.
Immediately.
As is his...
he misled me.
He blames this World War II hero, who's a nice, humble high school history teacher, for his takes 40 years later. I really doubt that the high school teacher said that, how Boogie said that, by the way. Amongst his frequent ramblings around his life decisions, Boogie also once declared that he hadn't had children out of fear that he would continue the cycle of abuse and molestation that he allegedly suffered at the hands of his parents.
Jesus Christ, he said that publicly?
Let's listen.
I'm a fatally flawed broken. I am a fatally flawed broken person. I'm not that different from my mom. I'm not that different from my dad. I've never molested anybody.
It's a rough situation where you have to come out and say, I've never molested anybody, by the way.
Please, put it in context.
Yes, don't take me out of context.
I didn't beat my kids. I chose not to have kids so I wouldn't do those things.
What? Why would you say that?
I don't know why you would say that.
Why would you say that? Why would you say, I chose not to have kids?
If you think it.
Yeah.
Leave it at a thought.
Yeah. Don't say it out loud and put the idea that you don't have kids. You chose not to have kids specifically because you were afraid that you would
if I don't have kids,
molest and
then I
abuse
can't
them.
beat them. Yeah. What?
Holy shit, dude.
But does that mean I'm any better than my mother? Does it mean I'm any better than my father? Probably not.
I don't even get the point of him saying this. That's remarkable that he actually comes out and says, I didn't have kids because I was afraid that I would molest and abuse them. Very odd.
God, that one's
heavy stuff.
Look, I suppose the thing is, does this guy, was there a period of his life where he was streaming for hours and hours and hours a day?
Yes, that's where his true personality came out.
Yeah, like
exactly.
That's
the streaming was the main issue.
Happens. Yeah,
the stream because it was unfiltered. Obviously,
and like as Boogie points out, he is kind of like he is a mentally fucked man. Mm-hmm. So yes, it's only a matter of time before you start spieling out shit like that. But there's a lot of things that Boogie says where it's just like, all right, there's a little thing called internal dialogue.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I would not have kids. I don't have the fear that I'm going to abuse and molest my kids potentially. I don't think that's necessarily like a
no. That'll be a conscious choice for you, Jackson. I choose to do it willingly.
I'm a better person than Boogie.
You Boogie. Because I can control my urges and choose not to.
This gross statement, as well as Jordan's gross statement, offers some insight into Boogie's way of thinking. He seems to believe that childhood abuse is a cycle doomed to repeat itself ad infinitum. But I do want to say, also, I don't think he actually even thinks that. I think he's just, again, like the Holocaust thing, I think he's looking at the situation. He's like, what can I say here that makes me seem like a really deep thinker and makes me look like a hero and a really good guy morally, basically? I know, I'll say that I'm not any different than my abusers. I wouldn't dare put myself on top of them morally and take the moral high horse because they're just people and I'm just people too. I know. I'll say that I'm not going to have kids because I'm afraid that, I could abuse them and stuff. How deep is that?
System, man. Yeah.
How deep is that? Aren't I a deep thinker and a good guy? Like, I guarantee you that's what his thought process was.
No, I think so.
Either that, or else he realized that he personally is simply unable to overcome the demons from his childhood, as so many others do through years of difficult work, self-development, and taking accountability for their own actions. Perhaps this is a rare moment of cognizance for Boogie after all. Regardless, it's a very telling thing to say that you didn't have kids because you're unwilling to trust yourself with their safety. Do keep in mind his history with porn consumption and his comments about women previously on his porn blogs. Here's a collection to remind you of his proclivity for younger women, younger girls actually. As a reminder, these porn blogs were made by Boogie in his late 20s and early 30s during the early to mid 2000s. So I've got a collection of posts here from even more posts from his porn blogs here. The header of this one reads Dutch teen amateurs, and it reads, my email box informed me today of a site that I had not previously been aware of called Dutch teen amateurs. What a silly mistake, him not being aware of the site called Dutch teen amateurs.
Why was I not informed of this?
Yes, I'm an expert.
An odd omission.
I'm a connoisseur of teen amateurs. I didn't know there was a Dutch teen amateurs. We will rectify that mistake at once.
I really must not slip up like this in the future.
Yes. I'm glad
this is Boogie admitting fault and having self-reflection.
Yes, what a hero. He continues by saying, I am glad that I now know of its existence, winky face. Having been a long-time fan of thin and petite girls of their network, like Marianne, these porn stars' names, I knew that these guys were able to find and film some of the most amazing thin and petite-bodied women on the internet, but they were working mostly with just those girls. With Dutch teen amateurs, they're branching out, much to the joy of thousands, into a wider array of amateur girls. Take a look. And I'm just going to read these verbatim. Cute blonde Dutch teen amateur, puffy nippled amateur, Dutch teen amateur in jean skirt and t-shirt, Dutch teen girl in a black bikini. There's another quote here, another post here on the website that reads teen handjobs. He posts, this is probably one of the weirdest galleries I've seen in a while. She's apparently here to stroke cock and chew bubblegum, and she's all out of bubblegum.
All out of bubblegum.
And then it's
very good reference.
It's a link to teen handjobs. Another one. reads, "My geek cock is huge. Hi there, I'm Boogie. You know me from such places as the internet, your mother's bedroom, deep inside the anus of a whale." So funny. He's not yeah, what a wacky idea that a 40-year-old fat obese man is saying things like that. That's hilarious. Over the past year, I've been blogging up a storm. The results, 422 posts, around 2,500 unique visitors a day, almost 1 million unique visitors in the past year, tens of millions of page hits and file hits, over 1 terabyte of traffic used. Yeah, my geekdom is huge. I am like a god. Now, yeah, I know that I'm the Hun here, folks, but that's pretty good for a simple blog from a single man who failed paint class in kindergarten. But anyways, I talk about porn, you read it, and only about a quarter of you bought anything, but that's okay because, hey, free titties. At least my ego is huge, even if my bank account isn't. You, on the other hand, constant reader, deserve porn, so enjoy these galleries. And then it's just a list of galleries titled to a website called Most Erotic Teens.
Most Erotic Teens.
Counting up. So he's just like listed all of the galleries there on that website.
And he's even got the cake there. He's even got the cake that is a reminder of the fact that he was just like his ultimate fantasy was eating and eating out of pussy at the same time.
He's a disgusting human being.
And it's got it there. It's really gross, isn't it? That is a really gross thought.
I know.
You're going to get gonorrhea.
And then there's another one here that says Britain cracks down on violent porn. This is the post that he posted. And he says, I'm just going to read the end here where he says, "Just glad my country, America, shrugged the shackles off from these fuckers long ago. We may be insane warmongering assholes, but at least I can jack off to violent porn if I wanted to. I wish I don't, of course, but the fact remains." Yes, you freedom-loving guy. He sure does love freedom. But yeah, that is just to show that he is he's an objectifying freak who is really into teenagers. I mean, that's abundantly clear. And again, he was in his early 30s at this point, well past the age where that is probably normal to really love teenagers that much, honestly. So, yeah, I mean, again, it goes back to what we were saying before about, all of his comments about not wanting to have kids because he's afraid of, abusing and molesting them. And then also his interest in younger aged prostitutes, as well as his current girlfriend / fiance, who herself is extremely young, not illegally young, of course, but still, he met her when she was a teenager, basically. Now turning to Boogie's edgy jokes and oversharing. We've seen plenty of instances of Boogie oversharing. Just look back at the posts on his porn blogs, after all, and using dark humor as a coping mechanism for the tough parts of his life. Well, using dark humor is not a bad thing in of itself, and is something that many of us do to get through life. Boogie has never seemed to master the tact that many of us learn over time to make these jokes at appropriate times, in appropriate spaces, or in some cases, even make these jokes funny at all. That's my main issue. Again, like that's what I was saying before. Like, I wouldn't care if the jokes were funny. They're not. They're never funny. They're just like really lazy. That's my issue with them. Perhaps Keemstar put Boogie's proclivity for dark humor best. Let's listen to what the gnome has to say.
He's going to have some good insights.
The internet knows this guy from saying it's Boogie2988 brought to you by the power of the internet, and I love you guys, and I try to think about people's feelings, and it's just such nonsense that comes out of his mouth because it's like, and he built a whole brand on this nonsense, right? But if you know Boogie in real life and you're talking to him in a private setting, he is gonna say some of the most off the wall, fucking edgy, holy shit, you're getting canceled shit ever. The thing that he really is so up. And we've seen little glimpses of it on his live stream, right? These guys are worse than Hitler or whatever the he would say, right? He's actually evil.
It's bad.
What do you think about his assessment on that?
Very accurate.
Very accurate.
Yeah, evidently. We're seeing it. We see it in there. When the cameras are off, he is that person where he's just saying fucked up shit. We saw it in the even in the Mike Clum documentary and stuff like that. Where he argues that the N word is just a word and so on. It's he's just edgy for the edgy sake. It's really boring. Boogie's edgelord status started young, as he openly discussed spending his young adult life on sites like 4chan when it was in its infancy, and being a troll in online games and Christian message boards with crass jokes and NSFW images like the classic Tub Girl. Another example of Boogie's poor sense of humor was when, in a video call with multiple other people, he mocked and laughed at the fact that his first girlfriend died from lung cancer in his late 30s. We just showed that video before. The response from the others in the chat was highly awkward and uncomfortable, and yet Boogie plowed on regardless, failing to read the room at all, as we saw. During another stream on his own while opening magic cards, Boogie really let his 4chan humor flood back into the surface. When a viewer pointed out that you can't put your finger into a clitoris, don't know why that was even brought up, Boogie proceeded to make a graphic joke regarding how it could be achieved. Let's listen. So I think this is the best example of just his juvenile sense of humor, where it's like no one sane or above the age of like 12 would ever find what he is saying right here funny. Let's listen.
Okay.
That could be
I'll be the judge.
Someone says you can't put your finger into a clitoris. Somebody here doesn't have a scalpel handy. Because let me tell you something. You splay that fucker just right, you can wrap it all around your fingers. You gotta shave real thin. Woo! That's disturbing. That's the most fucked up thing I've said in a while. Woo! That's messed up. All right, Herald of Fate.
And then the transition to showing what card he pulled from the magic card collection thing.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome, Boogie. But you see what I mean?
It's so bad. It is. It's just, yeah, but also
so
the fact
lazy.
that afterwards he's like, oh, I'm so bad.
I'm such a naughty boy.
I'm so bad. It's like, dude, just commit to it at the very least.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I guess it's post-emptying in that situation where he immediately is like, oh, aren't I a naughty boy? I'm sorry for that, guys. It's like, gee, if you're going to say edgy stuff, at least, like you said, at least commit to it. At the very least.
Yeah, but as you said, it's like, it's not really edgy. It's kind of just like...
No.
That's it. That's all you get out of it.
Gross out humor.
Yeah. It's like, even when you're 12 and you say things like that, you're not actually laughing, are you?
No.
It's this like, oh,
like,
that's
ew.
so naughty.
Yeah. Yucky. Yeah, stuff like that. Speaking of 4chan humor, Boogie has also diced with racist jokes on his streams before, bearing in mind that this was a long time before his recent spamming of the N-word on a lolcow podcast. One example of this was when Boogie cracked a joke about the income of a black donator on Twitch. Here we go.
Yo, for you
I'm a
two.
black person.
Sprockle, I'm glad to hear you're still black. And thanks for 2 months of support, man. That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color, or is it not? I don't know. But I have a gun that's also USB.
He realized immediately that, I should not have said that. $3 is a lot of $3 is a lot of money for a black person. And then he's like,
And thanks for 2 months of support, man. That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color, or is it not? I don't know.
oops, whoopsie.
But I have a gun that's also USB.
Yes, good distraction, Boogie. Yeah, look at my USB.
So, I don't know if that offends you, Twitch, but...
Yes, that's the part that offends Twitch. Oh, dude.
No, yeah, you could see the mental backtracking happening in real time.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
When this clip resurfaced in 2019, he deflected the criticism of the joke in classic Boogie fashion, opting to blame his own chat for the slip-up, as well as minimizing it by saying it wasn't as bad as actually saying the N-word. Let's have a little look at that real quick. So it says, quote, this is a guy tweeting to Boogie. He says, quote, didn't you literally tell a guy, quote, that seems like a lot of money for a person of color to have? I don't know. After he donated and said he was black on stream. Boogie replies saying, quote, actually, I was responding to something someone said in chat about that being a lot of money for a person of color and rebutting it. But that would still be a far cry from the N-word. What? That's not at all how that went down. You had responded. You didn't respond to that. He just said that. What is he saying, Jordan?
I don't know. I don't.
When later questioned about the legitimacy of the comment coming from his chat, he then blamed the deflection on a lapse in his memory. And so someone replies to that tweet that we were just talking about with and then the clip of Boogie saying the racist joke. He says, I
Boogie
get that.
really shines when you catch him out on something, doesn't he?
And then he just doubles down.
That's what he just, he always
digging.
just goes with that George Costanza thing of throwing anything at the wall at that point,
That's
seeing
incredible.
if it sticks.
The person says, I get that this was just meant to be a joke, but saying you were responding to someone in chat is major revisionist history. It's clear as day you were responding to a donation. And yes, that's exactly what happened. Boogie replies saying, quote, believe it or not, it's how I remember it. See how my head turned to the far left? That's where chat is. But even if you take it at face value, it's just a stupid throwaway joke. Either way you slice it, I'm clearly not actually racist. Like when he turned his head to the left to look at chat, I think that he was looking there because he realized what he was saying was fucked up, and he was like desperately looking at chat to see if anyone recognized that. I think that's pretty clear as well. But whatever, it's ultimately unimportant. In terms of Boogie's awkward jokes and oversharing on social media, a few final highlights include unnecessarily posting about his sex life and being compared to a waterbed on Facebook of all platforms. Let's have a look at that. He says, quote, okay, so this is crass, but I have to share. Recently had sex with a woman and she said, quote, no offense, but it's like making love to a waterbed, end quote. Then she paused and said, quote, I love waterbeds, end quote. Again, that happened.
Definitely happened. All his sex stories happen.
This was likely an interaction with one of his many prostitutes that he had hired, meaning that even if the exchange was true, she would almost certainly have been being nice to him. Also posted constantly about banging hookers as a so-called joke, well before it was actually revealed that he was actually banging hookers. Let's listen to that.
Do you guys want to see what I can do? Why do I have two beds? One for me and one for my hooker. One for me and one for my hooker.
So again, this was well before, it actually did come out that he was banging hookers chronically.
One for me and one for my hooker. One for me and one for the hooker. One for me and one for my hooker.
Welcome to the sub club.
One for the hooker. One for me and 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 one for the hooker.
Like again, he thinks this is funny. That's the main issue with this.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
really degrading, isn't it?
Welcome to the sub
To the
It's
bed.
unbecoming.
club.
Take it, bitch.
Well, that's degrading. That's how he thinks of hookers as well, by the way.
Take it.
He's tired himself out.
Yeah, he's tired himself out. He's not putting that on as an act.
I finished already. I'm sorry, guys. I tried really hard, but I finished.
Look at him. He's proud of that joke at the end there too. A little smile at the end. Publicly propositioning a woman on Twitter under the guise of his Francis character, much to everyone's confusion. Well. Quote, I found his wallet and I'm going to get a new TV. This tweet's not important. The next tweet is, quote, hey, the zombie unicorn, which is a popular, I think she was a streamer, a popular streamer. He says, hey, the zombie unicorn, it's me, Francis. You want to smash or what? Call me. And then he CC'd in Tana Mongu and Markiplier for some reason. First come, first serve. So yeah, just publicly hitting on a YouTuber under the guise of his Francis character. Bravely tweeting that his so-called ideal partner is a cat girl in her late 20s, followed by his public admission that he enjoys, quote, some furry stuff. He says, quote, I have never talked about this stuff because it never seemed particularly relevant to my channel, but recently you guys seem to think it's something I should talk about, so I'm sharing it now. But my ideal partner is a cat girl in her late 20s. Other than that, I'm very vanilla. What? Are you sighing?
Yeah. Yeah,
it's rough, hey? It's like, why would you say this? Why would you tweet this? Even if, like, I don't understand what the idea here was. It's not even a joke. He says, okay, new post for this. My official so-called coming out. I have made out with a few dudes. Never went all the way. Never dated a guy. I seem to strongly prefer women, but have not ruled out that I will meet the right guy one day. I also tend to enjoy some furry stuff. Not ashamed.
Not ashamed.
Someone tweets at him saying, middle-aged guys like younger girls. No, you don't say live a little. Older women are beautiful too. You just need to get out more. He says, I tend to prefer friends and partners who are in their late 20s. Yeah. As evidenced by the fact that he's currently engaged to a woman that he met when she was like 19. Young enough to still like video games and the same culture I like. Old enough to understand the world and have their crap together. Yeah. And another one that says, and when I say vanilla, I mean not really into any fetishes or kinks, unless you count cat ears, lingerie, and a cat tail. Why cat? Very weird. Posting an awkward and unfunny TikTok in which the punchline is simply that he was hard, bearing in mind that, especially at the time, TikTok was primarily used by teenagers and, of course, young adults.
Hey, wait. Before you swipe up on me, I just want to say something. Good luck in 2019. 2018 was really hard. And so am I. Hey, wait. Before you...
Get it?
You're right, Jackson. I think there was a couple of times, there's a couple of things that you've shown me that I've laughed at, and you said, like, that's not funny, that's awful. And I was like, whatever, you just don't understand art, man. But the vast, vast majority of what he does is just eye-rolling. It's kind of just like, yeah, okay, we get it. You're saying something inappropriate.
Yeah,
it's that
very
kind of
naughty
stuff.
Boogie.
Very naughty Boogie.
Saying on a recent Lolcow podcast that he, quote, wishes he had met and started talking to Desi when she was 17. Let's listen to that.
For saying what I'm about to say.
She
You're
knows
gonna have
the
to
words.
cancel me for saying what I'm about to say. Okay? I see a Grok AI bot, whatever the fuck. It says, ironic, Boogie admits to talking to Desi when she was 17. No, we started talking when she was 19. That was a mistake that Keemstar made, but she was 19 when we started talking, 20 by the time we started dating. But I'm going to say something severely controversial.
Yes, good.
I wish I'd started talking to her when she was 18.
Again,
nice.
Again, unforced error.
Borderline.
He says, I'm going to say something extremely
Unforced
controversial. He says, I'm going to say something extremely controversial, and like no one asked him to.
Talking 20 by the time we started dating. But I'm going to say something severely controversial.
No one asked.
I wish I'd started talking to her when she was 18. I wish I'd started talking to her when she was 17. I hate that I wasted a year or two without talking to her. My life was worse for her. And I would not have had sex with her at 17, but if I could have been talking to her when she was 17,
The gentleman
my
groomer.
life would have been better for it. Now, you meet the person that you're supposed to meet when you meet them, and that is what it is. But I'm telling you, I lost a year of time that I get to spend with her, and I only get to spend a certain amount of time with her. So yeah, it's creepy, it's weird, fuck you, I don't give a fuck.
I mean, the logic there doesn't stop at 17, right? Like,
yeah. Right, actually, yeah, you can keep going down.
And he would.
And the
keep
logic
going
gets
down.
truer and truer, and he would have been happier and happier with each passing year.
Yeah, I mean, that is just actually like, and I 100% believe he's
There is
being
no
honest.
need to say yes. That's yeah, I do too. Actually, I do too.
Like, again, I think it's the thing where, like, I look at guys, especially 40-year-old guys. I don't really care about age gap dynamic stuff, those kind of arguments, but you look at a dude in his 30s and 40s dating a girl at 18, it's incredibly creepy because they've stopped directly at the line. Like, there is the line is the only thing stopping them, like that legal line. They would they would date the 17-year-old, they would date the 16-year-old, they would date the 15-year-old. They would keep going down because they're going as close to the line as humanly possible with someone who has nothing in, like, no, you're not even in the same world at 40 and 18. So, like, yeah, it's pretty clear. That to me is evidence that you would, in fact, go as low as we allow you to, basically. Like, at least to like 14.
Is it more creepy an 80-year-old dating an 18-year-old?
Yes. I mean, it doesn't. No, to me, it doesn't
Does it go up by age?
No, it doesn't get creepier the older you get. It's just at a base level creepy.
It kind of does. Hey, like, there's some point where it's like, all right, yeah, you can't be dating 18-year-olds anymore.
Yeah, I think it's like I genuinely do think it's after 25 I start like side eyeing people who are like dating 18-year-olds.
Yeah, you're going in for the teens. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that starts to get a bit, like, really. Again, it just shows that, like, you should be mature by that point. And 18-year-olds aren't mature. So to get as close to that line as possible, like, you clearly would date a 17-year-old if it was allowed. You clearly would date a 16-year-old if it was allowed. And he says the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, totally.
Right here.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I would talk to her. So you would groom her. Like, that is the admission you're making right now. We have a word for that. We have a word for talking to children, waiting until they're of age to then have sex with them.
Yeah,
There's a word for that, a definition, a crime. Actually, it's a crime. It's called grooming. It's remarkable. It's actually remarkable. Arguably, Boogie's first real unmasking occurred on August 4th of 2019 when the YouTuber Christopher Tom released a video about, quote, the fall of Boogie2988, why he's losing subscribers. This video was an early expose into Boogie's various recent controversies post-divorce and was really the first compilation of a relatively popular YouTuber had made, and as such, this was the first time most viewers on the platform learned about the massive difference between Steven and his Boogie persona, as well as the various controversies stemming from Boogie's Twitter account, as well as his live streams, as well as the other drama that had stemmed from the past several years, like the Lucy Fox and Tesla controversies. Do you remember the Lucy Fox drama? I know it's been a while since we recorded a Boogie episode.
No, you're going to have to run it through me.
She was a sex worker that he flew out to basically live with him for a little bit.
Oh, yes. No, sorry.
then,
how could I forget?
Yeah, she lasted maybe 3 weeks before he started being emotionally abusive to her, and then she fled and made like a video being like, he's just awful.
Yeah,
an awful, awful man.
Yes.
As an example of the content within the video, and to briefly reference back to the Lucy Fox situation, Christopher showed the manipulative elements of Steven that we are all well aware of now. Boogie had appeared on a Drama Alert interview shortly after the Lucy Fox situation broke, where he played dumb and acted as though there was no bad blood between him and Lucy. He directly says to Keemstar in the interview about Lucy Fox this.
Do them. And, you know, if she ever sees this, you know, I wish you nothing but love and respect. I wish you nothing but success. I always have, I always will. And, you know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that this is your perception of things. I'm so sorry that this is how you feel about things. I'm so sorry. But, you know, I got nothing but love for you.
So, of course, we've heard that time and time again from Boogie. He's a big bundle of love for all of his enemies and people who don't like him. He's the better guy for turning the other cheek. Christopher then, though, presents a picture of Boogie's Twitter likes at that moment where he is seen liking a tweet left by Ian Miles Chong that reads the following. So he's liked this tweet from Ian that reads, quote, I just got caught up with all the drama surrounding Boogie2988's dating life. I'm a lot less gracious than he is when it comes to sociopaths. He shouldn't have to apologize for sticking his dick in crazy. End quote. So Boogie liked that tweet about someone who he said he's got nothing but love for. Again, highlighting pretty expertly just, you know, the hypocrisy here. Boogie very quickly began to vague post about Christopher Tom and how disappointed he was in the video, insinuating that the video was, of course, full of misinformation. For some reason, Boogie would also go on to post a video on which he explained the ordeal in a video titled, quote, why I almost took my own life in 2019 and why I didn't, setting it straight. In this 30-minute video, he broaches the fact that Christopher Tom's video did immense psychic damage to Boogie, and for some reason, he frames it this way. Let's have a listen.
The exact thing that I was terrified of was that Reddit thread would be broadcast to the world.
He's referring to the mega thread that we had talked about in previous episodes where a particular Redditor, Haberdasher A, had compiled an enormous list of all of Boogie's transgressions. And that hadn't broken through the containment, basically. Like, it hadn't broken through that particular subreddit, and Boogie was always afraid that it would, and the broader audience would come to find out about it, because it was just a giant compilation of all of the fucked up things that Boogie has said and done. Kind of like what this series is. So, in some ways, like, Christopher Tom's video immediately triggered him because Christopher Tom directly talked about the mega thread, and he was himself a big YouTuber. So it was breaking the containment at this point, and Boogie was terrified.
A young gentleman by the name of Christopher Tom who had cancer, beat cancer, and then went on to destroy my career by signaling and broadcast signaling my mistakes and that Reddit thread, and every stupid thing I've ever done happened. The exact thing I was terrified.
So again, I want to point out this particular thing that he says here, because this was really interesting to me. The way he frames Christopher Tom's videos and Christopher Tom putting out a video on him. He says, again, he says this.
That Reddit thread would be broadcast to the world. A young gentleman by the name of Christopher Tom who had cancer, beat cancer, and then went on to destroy my career.
Is that not like an extremely weird thing to point out, that he had cancer? Like, what does that have to do with anything?
That is a really strange thing to put there.
Bizarrely, out of nowhere, Boogie decides to bring up Christopher's previous battle with cancer, even though it has genuinely nothing to do with the situation at hand, in a really odd attempt to perhaps invalidate the things that Christopher had said in the video. Like, in my opinion, there is like some sick insinuation in the tone of Boogie's message that implies that he actually thinks that Christopher Tom is a piece of shit for choosing to destroy Boogie's career after Christopher Tom was given a second chance by beating cancer, painting him as wasting his second chance or being a lesser person for choosing to use his second chance in this way. Like, I don't see like how else you could interpret him bringing up the cancer, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
neither.
it feels like a really weird like invalidation, basically.
Yes, it does.
Regardless of how that message is interpreted, he also claims that Christopher and others who have compiled threads of his controversies have destroyed his career, as if they were at fault for compiling the information and not Boogie, who was actually responsible for doing the things in the first place. Boogie would go on to claim that a lot of the information in the threads and the video created by Christopher Tom were so-called jokes taken out of context. How many times have we heard that fucking phrase? As seen here in a comment left to a former fan who says, the former fan says, quote, "I didn't know who Christopher Tom was before this video. Glad you mentioned him because now I can see you are a pretty sick and disgusting human being." Yikes. 8 updates on that one. Boogie replies saying, quote, "I am glad to watched," he fat-fingered T instead of Y. "I'm glad you watched this video and I'm sorry you took that from it. All that is are jokes taken out of context. He supplies a new context for those jokes to pretend they are real." What does that even mean? Like, all of the clips that I've shown you of his jokes out of context, what do you mean pretend that they are real? They are the jokes. You made the jokes. I don't understand what he is even. They're not CGI jokes. No one went into like Premiere and twisted around your words. Those are the jokes. Yes, they're shit jokes, but those are the jokes that you made.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, you've said that.
But if you are, he continues, but if you are capable of believing those things about me, well, I'm glad to see us part ways. Be well and be happy, my friend. End quote. What a wise Jedi. Why is he always like the wise monk? Again, it's too many superhero movies or too many like science fiction movies. Too much Star Trek.
That's the whole thing about him. Like, he's always trying to sound really wise and profound, but that's his entire education. His entire education is Marvel films, huh?
Is nerd flicks.
Yeah, is nerd flicks. There's no books in there or anything.
Where the heroes are actually likable and you know, good people as opposed to Boogie.
So he learns like really stuff that we learned in what, year 10 or something, where he's just like, I just learned the other day that the Nazis did medical experiments. And he thinks that this is like some secret knowledge that he's unlocked.
Yeah. Really makes you think, doesn't it? The world isn't so black and white after all.
Yeah. And then like, obviously wraps it in some kind of like Star Wars fucking, you know, so you see at the end of it.
It's really just like when the rebels blew up the Death Star.
Yes.
A horrible thing, killed millions of people, but some good came out of it.
People, but in the end it was a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's ridiculous. In another video he posted to TikTok where he answered the question posted by someone that read, quote, "I watched the video from Christopher Tom on you. Did you watch it and what message did you get from it? I've been around since about 2013 or 2014. Boogie again claimed that a lot of the messaging in the video was out of context misinformation. We're going to have a ticker that shows up whenever he says that.
Yeah, we really should.
Yeah, I've seen those videos and a lot of other people have seen those videos as well. And first and foremost,
there was a giant period of time here where Boogie was just uploading shirtless videos of him responding to every comment on TikTok. Like his fat's out, his tits are out, he's just like laying down on a couch, filming himself like this, responding to comments. It was such a gross period of time.
What I get from those videos is frustration because some of the things that are said in there are fundamentally untrue. They're jokes taken out of context that look way worse than they actually are. That sucks. I hate being misrepresented.
So right off the bat, Boogie seems to be...
So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't provide any examples of that, by the way. Never does. Never provides examples of what he is actually being misrepresented. Does not provide information about what the jokes were or what information was even misrepresented. Christopher Tom finishes the saga by saying that Boogie2988 reached out to him privately in DMs to discuss the situation, and they both agreed to squash the beef. To end this segment, it's funny to look back at the Drama Alert interview with Boogie surrounding the Lucy Fox drama, given Boogie directly states in the interview that his mentions of hookers and prostitutes are just a meme, and that he has no interest in girls younger than Lucy Fox, who herself was at the time 20 years old. No interest in girls younger than Lucy Fox, who was at the time 20 years old. I mean, that's not even that much of an impressive claim, Boogie.
I know.
No, I'm not interested in girls aged 18 and 19. Okay.
Anyway, time to marry one.
Here we go. Here's what he says.
Anybody right now, and
at the end of the video, she referred to herself as your favorite hooker or something like that. Is she a hooker, or what is she referring to?
That's a joke that I like. There's a bunch of people on the internet that when they found out I dated a girl, they're like, oh, she clearly must be a hooker. She clearly must be doing it for money. She clearly must be trying to get, money from us. So I leaned into the meme, which I guess was a huge mistake, but I would always joke. I'd always joke, yeah, I'm banging hookers. I'm having sex with hookers, which I don't know. I just leaned into the meme, which is stupid. But is she a hooker? No. I guess not. I mean,
like a step down from a hooker, definitely.
Right. And then I guess another thing she said at the end of the video is like, I'm doing it to other girls, some younger than her. I don't know what she's talking about. I'm not dating anybody right now. I have no intention to date anybody right now. The last time I talked to her, I said I had one first date with a girl who was, 19, and I wasn't interested. And that's pretty much about it. Like I don't know. I'm not dating right now. I don't want to date anymore. This taught me that I'm not in a position, as long as I'm a YouTuber, as long as I'm a content.
Right, he continues ranting. Regardless, like, very funny given his confirmed history after this fact with prostitutes and also younger girls. Again, he's a current fiance. I don't know if they've married yet, but as far as my knowledge extends, fiance. Around this time, however, Boogie was embroiled in a conflict with another YouTuber, a YouTuber by the name of Alan Roberts, also known as Every Damn Day Fitness, who had recently begun to pay attention to Boogie's concerning lifestyle habits and had chosen to upload a video titled, quote, to the family, friends, and fans of Boogie2988. In the video, he urges the previously mentioned to intervene in Boogie's self-destructive lifestyle for the health and safety of Boogie. Alan comes across as an earnest individual who sincerely wants Boogie to benefit himself and make proactive changes. Let's listen to what Alan has to say.
A year and a half ago, I did a few videos on him. When I first started my weight loss journey, I weighed like 255-ish, and I had dropped a bunch of weight. Boogie got gastric bypass surgery, and you can check those videos out. I'm not even going to link them. I'm really not. So this is not a video I was hoping I'd have to make, because whenever I predict something bad happening, I kind of, whenever I make a video about something bad happening, I try to make it to be like kind of like a warning. Like I really want to see the person succeed, right? I pretty much said that he was getting gastric bypass surgery as a quick fix, that it was like, it was basically the equivalent to an addict cutting their thumbs off so they couldn't push a plunger in.
Yeah, it doesn't fix the addiction, of course. It's just a very lazy solution because you haven't done the work beforehand.
Yeah,
he correctly identifies that Boogie's recent gastric bypass is doomed to fail, given Boogie didn't adjust any of the behavior that had led him to the issue in the first place.
Like I got the impression when I was talking about Boogie before that he got the surgery literally just so he could lose the weight, and he was not changing his behavior. At one point in time, he got the surgery, and he made a quote that I put in a video and stated that he felt that he could eat whatever he wanted and still lose weight. And I personally said, that is a serious warning sign, that he has not addressed his food addictions, and it was a serious warning sign. And this video that was sent to me, I believe it was on stream. It's a stream video. He pretty much just admits to all that.
I didn't do the mental work pre-surgery that I needed to do. In fact, I'm more damaged now in a post-surgery world than I was in a pre-surgery world because I got fucking divorced.
Where he has not addressed his eating issues.
So I went back to comfort eating almost right away, but my surgery did its job. I was able to comfort eat, and I was able to eat bad foods that I shouldn't eat, but I couldn't eat very much of them. So I still lost 200 pounds. And I'm very happy having lost that 200 pounds.
That he is still, he is still eating the foods he wants to eat. And my biggest worry is that he seems extremely happy.
And the problem is, I don't care if I lose any more weight. Like, that's my biggest issue right now. I don't care.
He states multiple things, that he's extremely happy. Around 350 pounds. Even said in the opening clip that he has not weighed himself in quite a while. That is scary, okay? He should be very focused. He's 350 pounds. I believe he's around 40 years old. 10 years is what he even admits he might have. And at one point in time, he admits or he claims that he's great. I get to eat what I want for the next 10 years, and I get to have a great 10 years because he says he's never been happier.
And so if somebody says to me, well, Boogie, you're going to die in 10 years if you don't lose this last 50, 100 pounds. I'm like, hey, that sounds great because I'll have a great 10 years. I'll eat what I want and I'll die. And I'm looking forward to dying.
What a psychotic thing to say. And he looks mad as well.
Like when, you remember that episode of Rick and Morty where Rick wants to die, he's like trapped in a body and he's like,
yes,
just kill me. It's
yeah.
Such a
look at his insane face.
At the same time, while saying he's got more trauma now than he had beforehand because he's gotten a divorce, it's very, very contradictory. It screams of needing much, much more counseling.
So the interesting thing about this is, being as big as I am right now at 350 pounds, I'm still going to die early.
Oh my God.
Being 350 pounds.
He's like trauma dumping on his audience, by the way. Like, again, this isn't a live stream. This is a live stream video.
And if I'm being entirely honest with you, and I see no reason not to be entirely honest with you, but I don't want to worry you guys.
Here we go.
I don't care about dying.
Mm-hmm. Alan goes on to make the plea to his friends and family that Boogie needs inpatient therapy immediately if he is to improve.
Plea to the family and friends, by the way, because we are going to talk about a few of these clips. My plea to the family and friends of Boogie2988, somebody get a hold of him and talk to him about getting some inpatient therapy. I deal with a lot of food addicts. My wife and I deal with a lot of food addicts on a daily basis. We deal with a lot of people that need to lose a lot of weight. And at some stage, you need to address the true issues.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You have to fix the actual issue, which is causing the impulse to eat. Obviously, the gastric bypass was always going to fail. Alan basically signals the impending doom that is awaiting Boogie and also highlights that Boogie's behavior surrounding it is deeply troubling.
That he's got a lot of trauma. I'm not trying to diminish that. I'm not trying to belittle that. I'm not trying to do anything like that. I am trying to state that every one of his fans should be highly concerned at this video.
Most days when I think about eventually dying, it's relaxing to me because I think
Jesus Christ.
Keeps cutting in. And again, this is to an audience. This is him directly. And look, he's like, he lives for that. He lives for the fear and anxiety that he's causing his audience to worry about that kind of shit. He loves that.
Yeah, he likes it. He likes it.
Anxious my whole life. Ever since I was a kid, I have trouble sleeping at night. I have trouble even just sitting down and doing nothing. My brain just never stops. I'm in so much emotional, mental pain. I look forward to dying.
This is not healthy.
Very wise man right here.
This is not healthy.
I love this guy's eyes. Very beautiful. I
like him too. They're really nice. Smoky.
He's a nice guy, this Alan Roberts guy.
You can tell.
Truly not healthy.
What is his shtick? What does he do?
I think he's just a weight loss YouTuber.
Okay.
Sorry, fitness YouTuber.
Being on social media and portray.
But he was definitely like, I honestly think that Alan here was coming at this from a very attempting to do the right thing, trying to be helpful. You know,
this wasn't, do I? Yes.
This wasn't like an antagonistic thing. This wasn't like a clout chasing thing. Because there wasn't that much clout to gain from this kind of stuff back then. I mean, it's what, 200K views now. That's after 7 years and also after various different compilation videos like what we're doing right now. But yeah, there was. I do think that this Alan Roberts guy was earnestly concerned about Boogie, and that was the main prevailing notion behind this video.
Like saying this to millions of people. This is a cry for help, in my opinion.
Alan ends the video by again imploring Boogie to seek inpatient therapy as it's the only thing that could ultimately save him.
That's a real thing. So Boogie, to you, your family and friends, get some help. Don't reach out to me for help. I can't help you. I am a certified weight loss coach and a food nutrition specialist, or fitness nutrition specialist, excuse me, and a certified personal trainer, and blah, 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 blah. You need help. You need inpatient therapy, in my opinion, of course. You need to be admitted, because what you think is going to be a great 10 years. Could probably be 2 okay ones and just a few more really miserable ones before you die. And that would be a damn shame. And that's just my opinion on the matter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, straight up logical takes there. Very nice takes, honestly.
Yeah. No, you are not going to have 10 smooth years.
No. So, and he definitely hasn't. Boogie immediately took significant issue with the video, of course, and posted an enormous thread on his subreddit titled "On That Clip Going Around About Me So-Called Giving Up." Let's read through that. Again, like I want to make it abundantly clear that Alan Roberts' video there was absolutely trying to be helpful. Like he was incredibly concerned.
Not a malicious bone in it.
Boogie going on Twitch streams and basically point blank saying to his audience, "Hey guys, I'm going to be very happy when I'm dead. I'm constantly thinking about dying. I can't wait to die. I've given up on weight loss. I don't care about weight loss. I just really want to die." That is incredibly troubling, and any reasonable person would have the reaction that Alan Roberts had here. And so, of course, Boogie took issue with the rational response from Alan Roberts, because of course he does, because he's the victim. He says, "So a ton of people linked to me the video created by Every Damn Day Fitness. I'll even link it here. He links to the video. Videos like this are not helpful. They are harmful. They make the situation so much worse. If this man wanted to help me instead of getting clicks, he would have emailed me. We would have discussed it. I have no emails, no contact attempts, nothing. He clearly just wants to make the clicks, the money, and use me as an example for his audience. Maybe on some level, he also wants to help." Okay, so immediately it walks back. In the same paragraph, he walks it back that he never wanted to help me. He said he clearly doesn't want to help me, and then at the end he says, maybe on some level, he also wants to help.
Yeah, I just picked up on that.
If he wants to help, I'd appreciate it by him starting by taking the video down, of course, and leaving me alone. This kind of stuff makes me feel so much more worse. Secondly, I'm happy around 350 pounds. I mean that. I'm able to move and walk and do the things I've wanted to do for a really long time. I'm also able to eat most of what I want to eat and can't seem to eat anymore because of the current size of my stomach. By the way, Alan's premonition of the dark future did come to pass. Boogie did start to gain weight again, of course, because you know, that's exactly what happens if you train your stomach to expand again. Statistically speaking, 350 is about exactly where my doctors thought I would land, and the 360 is about exactly where they thought I would stay. If you look at the statistics, I lost 50% of my excess body weight, and most people gain about 10% of that back and settle out. That would put me statistically right where I am. It's a pretty normal result for the surgery. I know a lot of people want me to be above normal, above average, to be at the top of the bell curve and not in the middle. If I'm being entirely honest, I want that too. I've not truly given up. Just one night on stream after a particularly miserable day, I talked about how I was feeling. That's how I was feeling at the moment. It's not how I feel overall. That's not the impression I got. I spoke in part because I wanted people like Every Damn Day Fitness and other creators, commenters, redditors, 4chan posters, and other people to leave me alone. Yes, Boogie. Yeah. The claim that he wants people to leave him alone. Just get off the internet then. Like at that point, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's very much that.
I thought if I decided to make my weight loss less public, like Review Tech USA has, and worked on it on my own time, it might not be a consistent source of discussion for these people. Oh, well, I was wrong. That clearly backfired. I won't lie. I'm struggling. I've been struggling since the surgery. I've been struggling since the wife left. I've been struggling in the public eye as the world and community seems to be turning against me. Mostly my fault, if I'm being honest there. I've said and done some really stupid shit. The idea that my friends, community, and everyone else should turn against me is insane. It literally is the only thing keeping me alive, that I have my friends. There we go again. It literally is the only thing keeping me alive, that I have my fans and my job and my friends and my dog. You hear that, guys? It's your responsibility
to keep Boogie alive.
To keep Boogie alive.
Yep.
Get those subscriber numbers up right now, you
Do or
fucking
die.
sick fucks. Without these, I don't know that I'd be trying at all. I'm still working out, still walking every day, trying to cut back on calories and what I eat. I still don't drink regular soda, though I do indulge on the diet a few times a week, if I'm being honest. I still don't eat fast food, though I hit the occasional restaurant. I'm doing better than I ever have, and I just wanted people to be happy with that while I continue to struggle and get it right in the background. I just wanted to be people to be happy while I suicide bait on Twitch, guys. Come on, you're being unreasonable. Turns out that's not how the internet works. I know you guys are worried about me. I appreciate that. I even appreciate the concern trolls. Reality is, I added 10 years to my life. When I got the surgery, I was literally dying. Now I'm finally able to live a quality of life I never dreamed of having, and yes, I'll die in the next 10 years, but without the surgery, I'd already be dead. I'm so glad to have these 9 remaining years and want more. many more, but I think it's okay to be realistic. I am in therapy, working with a specialist, doubt it. I'm working out, finally with a trainer helping me, doubt it. I'm trying so hard to beat my eating disorder every single day, and I'm struggling. But I win more meals than I lose. Love you guys, and I appreciate the
thing
concern.
that always gets you back with Boogie is every now and then he just pumps out a phrase where you're like, that's gold. And it's when he's not trying to be funny.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's not when he's trying to be funny. It's when he's trying to say something serious, and it's like it comes across as like an Oscar speech or something.
Yeah.
Or like a pivotal moment in a movie.
Or a really epic moment in a war film. Something.
Yeah. He thinks that this is like he's I don't know what it is, but it's like he appoints some level of grandeur to every single moment in his life where he feels like he has to give
it's
it
all the hero's
significance.
journey. Yeah,
exactly. It's the heroic, triumphant speech. Again, it's too many fucking it's too many fantasy movies and shit like that where he sees the hero give an impassioned speech and he's like, I want that for my life.
Mm.
And then he, he's in controversy, every 3 hours, so he gets his opportunities. That's for sure. So he finishes that message by saying, "Love you guys, and I appreciate the concern. But if you love me at all, please just focus on the content I create and enjoy it. Let me worry about the rest." Yes, that would make sense, Boogie, if you weren't fucking suicide baiting on fucking stream constantly, being like, "I want to die." Please. It is a cry for help. What do you expect people to do with that? Like, it's ridiculous. It's so fucking really stupid how he paints.
It is ridiculous.
He paints people. He paints rational people having the rational response to his suicide baiting as like being, "Oh my god, you guys get so emotional. Can you guys please just get over it and let me live my life,
please?"
I'm just trying to live here.
I'm trying. Why won't you let me live?
Why would you try to let me live by suicide baiting? I'm talking about how I don't want to live.
This is what I live for, guys.
Not living.
Yeah.
So incredible.
Hey, Jackson. Yeah. It looks like we've got a lot to go, and it's been 2 hours.
No. Well, I've split it up into 2 parts.
Where's the second part?
Oh, actually, we might be 4 pages left. Do you want to just call it there? We can call it there, and then I can push the rest.
I think put the rest back. Sorry, it's just like I'm passing out here.
You are?
Like
that's so good. That's so. Can we leave that in if he's been passing out on camera? For people at home, it's been a long day and it's about 1 a.m. right now. So
I know. Like for the past, like I'm trying to keep my eyes open because I am like I love Boogie content.
What a baby!
I kind of just want to be able to see it. It's like starting to get blurry.
That's so awesome. I love that. I actually love that you're like passing out while this is happening. All right, we'll finish this chapter. It's like 1 paragraph left.
Go for it.
The thread is large but worth a read. One of the most important claims he made in the post, however, was that he claimed that Alan had never attempted to reach out to him. You remember when he said that? You were paying attention with that, surely?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So he claimed that Alan had never attempted to reach out to him, and due to that fact, Boogie painted him as a malicious actor who intended to milk Boogie for his delicious views. Several days later, though, Alan posted a new video refuting that claim. Let's have a listen.
These are not helpful. They are harmful. They make the situation so much worse. If this man wanted to help me, instead of getting clicks, he would have emailed me. We would have discussed it. I have no emails, no contact attempts, nothing. He clearly just wants to make the clicks, the money, and use me as an example for his audience. Maybe on some level, he also wants to help. And I'll stop it right there to address that point really quickly. That is the only portion that I find a little aggravating about this entire message. You, this man, Boogie, you, if you're watching, which obviously you're probably going to watch this, you make your living getting clicks. Saying that I only did it to get clicks, I wonder if you even watched my whole video. I really do. Because 1, I wasn't addressing you. I was addressing your family, friends, and fans. And 2, I was addressing your family, friends, and fans on a public video you put out. On a video you put out publicly that I saw that was very disturbing on multiple levels. Because 1, it seemed like you had given up, and very honestly, it was very dark. And I don't know if if you realized that, or if you intended it to be that way, or you just it was just that way. But it was very dark, and you have millions of followers, millions, many of which I'm sure share obesity with you, because people tend to relate with other people of that they see themselves in, and you setting the example of I'm good with another 10 years, or I'm good being 350 pounds. is seriously irresponsible to your audience. Seriously is.
Incredibly.
So while the message was to help you, which obviously they reached out to you, and I'm happy to see that that happened, it is also so they see that 350 pounds, being happy with being 350 pounds and living till you're, 10 years till you're 50 some, is not really something to aspire to. So having them help you, I'm also trying to help them, seeing as how you, in my opinion, of course, let them down for clicks. To add on to that, me reaching out to you, me emailing you, this video wasn't for you. But you and I have discussed things in comment sections of one of the videos I did make about you, and I offered you to reach out to me anytime. And I did actually reach out to you on Instagram on June 3rd, 2018, after Steve Shaw made a video about you, stating that he wanted to help you, let us help you, because you had gained weight or stalled in your weight loss at a portion of time when you were telling your audience you were doing everything you're supposed to do, when in reality, for a person of your size, if you were doing everything you're supposed to do, you should have been dropping weight like crazy. And he made a video about it. I sent you a message saying, let him help you. So I have reached out to you, just to set the record very straight.
Damn. So he brought the receipts. Boogie caught in yet another lie. Boogie would go on to make a Twitter post after this, begging Alan to, quote, leave him alone, which was quickly deleted.
Squealing like a piglet.
The Boogie here says, is there any chance you could just leave me and my fans, my precious fans, alone? He didn't say precious fans, but I like how he's including his fans in there. Please don't take my fans from me. They're all I have.
Yeah.
Well, what is Alan doing here that is at all like harassment or like harassing his fans, whatever that means?
Videos aren't helpful. I don't know.
This tweet was made publicly on Twitter, and Boogie did not reach out to Alan privately to relay this message, ironically enough. Ultimately, this serves as yet another figure who attempted to help Boogie, being painted as an evil and maladjusted villain in the eyes of Boogie because it circumvented Boogie's main act, that of being the perpetual victim. He wasn't interested in help, I'm going to read that again. He wasn't interested in help, nor in advice. He only wanted pity. And that ends this episode of Red Thread. We will be back in the future
to
continue
very epic Boogie-esque
this document.
conclusion. Yes.
Because Jordan is falling asleep.
Yeah, because I'm tired. That's why
I think
we're
that's
stopping.
beautiful. I do think it's beautiful that you were falling asleep during this video.
I'm so tired.
Yes.
Yeah, well, thank you for turning that into something poetic.
It's like, you know,
Really
what I love about it is
human
it was like a bedtime story. That's great. That's when I do have kids.
I do feel really snuggly after reading it.
Yeah, when I do have kids, this is what I'm going to be. I'm going to be busting out the Boogie2988 documents, and I'm going to be reading it to them while they fall asleep in bed. The first word will be boogie. Beautiful thought.
Yeah, okay. You call your son Boogie and you call your daughter 2988.
She's just a number.
She's a number.
Just what Boogie would have wanted. We're meant to be numbers. No, that's a joke. The number's over 18. All right.
Of course.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to Red Thread. And, of course, I'm going to thank you as well for buying tickets to Friendly Geordie's show touring in America. Yes, thank you in advance, because I know you've done it because you're a very, responsible
nice
fan of ours.
Responsible.
It's the right thing to do.
Thank you very much.
Jordan.
And I'll probably be just as tired there. I will be jet lagged for the first week.
Yeah, he's going to fall asleep on stage. So if you want to come see the conclusion of him falling asleep,
The
then
exciting conclusion. Yep.
actually he'll be waking up on stage probably. I think that's how jet lag works. You'll walk into the auditorium or whatever, the bar, and he'll be in a bed on stage. And then when it's time to go, he'll pop up out and give you the comedy performance of a lifetime. So if you want to see that, tickets below, go buy them now.
Along.
No, seriously, do come. He's going to many cities, a lot of cities. In Canada as well. So if you're in Canada, have a look below at the link. The link will be below. Please buy tickets. Please. I'm begging you.
Please.
Please.
Jackson, leave me and my audience alone.
It's not even about Jordan. It's about me. I would just feel horrible if you didn't buy those tickets for Jordan. He doesn't even care. He doesn't even want you to buy tickets. I want you to buy tickets.
No, I'm very cool like that.
Yeah, he doesn't even care. He'd do it to an empty audience. I couldn't dare to see him perform to an empty audience, though.
100% success rate then. You can't bomb proof. You cannot fail.
If there's no one there, you can't bomb. All right, guys. Thank you for watching Official.men 7-day free trial. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.